and skinny fat. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
I don't like you being insulted and called skinny fat.
It's a body type.
Yeah.
You can't even take it as an insult.
I know.
It just is what it is. It's my choice. I'm the one who drinks my colas. You know, that's what happens. Welcome to the show.
Another fucking parade today.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. I was thinking about it. I didn't realize the parade was happening. It's Columbus Day, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize the parade was happening until I got here because they closed like a full street all the way down. But I love working on holidays.
Why?
Because the train is like empty.
Oh.
You don't have to deal with any of it. Usually you have to stand up on the train when I come in because I don't want it, because everybody packs in like sardines.
I'm surprised nobody gives you their seat. I'm surprised no gentleman gives you their seat.
Miss, would you like to sit down? Miss, can I help you to a seat?
Miss, I see you're expecting this. Would you like to sit down?
I actually, like, because most of the train was empty today. Usually I stand because people pack in, everybody lines up, where the door is supposed to land on the platform, and they all pack in, and everybody sits next to each other, and I'm not doing that.
You won't sit next to somebody?
No, I'm not going to spend my commute sitting next to some dopey stranger who's got to be at work by 7. I'm not doing
How long
that.
of a ride is it?
It's like a half hour, but I'm not going to, like, pack in, and they do, there's like the 3-seat bench things, and they'll pack 3 into those things. They won't even leave the middle seat open.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong? Just stand for a half an hour. But everybody goes in for their seats. Not me. Not me. Until today, when like half the things were open. It was great. It was luxurious.
This is great. I tell you right now, Rosa Parks is smiling. All of her hard work is paid off with young Sam being able to sit wherever he wants on the train.
That's right. That's right. And then, like, there's just less people around. Yeah. I told you before, that was the beauty of my old schedule, was no people were around. I was doing complete reverse commutes.
I've seen a difference in the amount of people from 7 to 8 a.m. I mean, I like getting up an hour later. I'm not going to lie to you. It's fun.
Yeah.
But today, coming up, there was I forgot the parade was happening, and I was breezing up, and then they closed roads down. So then my cabbie turns on 42nd Street. If I had a gun, I would have shot him.
You would have?
Yeah, for turning on 42nd Street. But then he had no choice because the roads were closed because of the fucking parade. It just stinks. Stop it with the parades.
I don't know anybody, especially in New York. It's if you're in a small town, and there's a parade, and it's like the event, okay. Yeah. But I don't know anybody that actually in New York enjoys all these parades.
No, they just fucking inconvenience everything.
Especially in the middle of Midtown where everybody's working. Even on Columbus Day, it's not like people are still working.
How about you do it down in lower Manhattan?
Yeah.
How about on the tip of Manhattan you do it? Like to the very lower... no, the FDR Drive is not a good place. That would probably bother. That's where I vote for.
That would block a little bit of traffic.
Yeah, it would. I was just at the very bottom of Manhattan somewhere. Do it down Staten Island. How about Staten Island?
Staten Island's the perfect place for a parade. Because, what are you doing over there?
Nothing. They're doing nothing on Staten Island.
Yeah.
Not producing anything. There's no subway.
No. Perfect place for a parade. But, it does seem like every day. I'm surprised.
I had to get out of my cab and run.
You ran?
Yeah, it literally was. It was like a half-hour trip today, and I had to get out of the. I know this is, I do understand there's people starving in the world, and this is not the biggest problem. But I had to get out and walk 7 blocks.
Oh, did you actually run, or did you just briskly walk?
Both.
You could. I mean, it's no rush. It's you don't have to worry about it.
I wanted to be on time.
Well, you were
important.
You were on time.
It's only a week old. The show. I can't be late.
You're right. No. That's true. That's true. You don't want to set a precedent that you can't live up to.
No.
I'm kind of surprised that. We still celebrate Columbus Day as much as we did. Like,
I know.
It's kind of common knowledge that it wasn't, the start of the country wasn't the greatest thing in the world. You know what I mean? At this point, I think even in school, they're like, Columbus discovered it, but he's not exactly, I don't think anymore, being taught as like the hero that he was taught maybe when you and I were going to school.
Yeah, remember Columbus sailed the ocean blue?
Right.
What was the play? I don't remember the rest of the
1492.
Something happened in 1492.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Let's check the TEF box for fact.
Yeah.
TEF box.
No, you guys pieced it together.
But there's more than that, though.
Is there?
Yeah.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Oh, I forgot the ocean. I forgot the beginning was 1492.
Yeah, you just got it.
That's what we just said.
Yeah.
No, but I said Columbus first.
Right.
I made a mistake.
All right, so
I thought you said Spider. I'm all right. Hey, it works.
you got it right. Does your daughter get taught? What does your daughter get taught about Columbus?
I don't know. She's off today. They're not teaching her anything.
Nothing. Not a thing. They're like, let's avoid the whole Columbus subject
Yeah.
altogether.
What did your daughter get taught besides grandma's not bringing any gifts?
She got confused in class one day because everybody's like a grandpa and a grandma, and she was like, "I have a grandpa."
What's that?
What's a grandma?
She's a grandma.
Who's your dad?
You remarried.
I did, okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Still,
She doesn't know any of that, though.
well, she should know that it's not her real grandma.
Oh, bring her in. I'm going to sit her down.
Yeah.
Patiently waiting for the first, family tree project that she has to bring home.
Yeah.
Oh, you tell her then?
Probably. I mean, there's no reason for her to know now.
Yeah.
You know that woman that you call grandma? She's basically a stranger.
She's an imposter.
Not real.
Dad met her at a bus station.
It's not real. Yeah, so it's Columbus Day and we're here.
Yep.
If you want to call the show, it's 866-969-1969. You can tweet us. Was that you or the sound machine?
Sound machine.
So stupid. That's just you snorting on the sound machine.
And I could do it live, but sometimes I'm tired.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I would hate to avoid that.
Wow.
What is that?
That's another one. Another good one. Good.
Social media for the show, although at this point I don't know why you'd want to follow it, is at Jim and Sam Show. That's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Fun little sounds.
You like them?
Yeah.
Mars was much better when he was testing the soundboard today.
Yeah.
And he made it very, very clear. It's a press. Is that correct, Mars? A press. It's not a tap. It's not a push. It's not a hit. It's a press.
So there's a problem. What's the hullabaloo?
Why? You don't need sound effects
That's a
with
good
your
one.
own voice.
Should only have my voice.
Just say it. You already have
Nah,
your voice.
I'm busy.
You're doing what?
This way I can have some coffee. I'm drinking my coffee in the morning. I'm busy. Say something goes on. Oh, man. What's the hullabaloo? Oh, that's great.
That's going to be the worst.
Good job. Good job, boys.
I'm going to go to you for comment.
By the way, can we wash this fucking thing once in a while? We have spray it down.
Why? What's on it?
iPads? A lot.
Well, who's tapping it?
I
It's
don't know.
you and Mars.
Nah, but a bunch of people
You
talking.
think everybody? You think what? We're passing the soundboard show to show, so everybody can have a "What's the Hullabaloo" drop on their
Kidding me?
show
How popular
too?
this is going to be around Sirius XM?
It's not going to be popular at all. It's not going to be popular in or out of Sirius XM.
Thank you.
It's not going to be popular with the people at home.
I think you're wrong.
I don't think
What's
so.
the hullabaloo is really going to bug people.
What are going to bug people is the fact that you'll be able to drink coffee or have a mouthful of food, and whenever I ask you something or go to you
What's
for
the hullabaloo? I didn't mean to do that. I was just actually watching it.
What's the take it off? Take it off.
I can't help it.
Turn the thing off to wash it.
No, I'm busy. God damn it! Where's my sounds? I hit the wrong button. I got it.
Don't help him. Don't help him.
Okay. I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's really okay. Whenever you have a mouthful of food, the only thing you're going to respond with is "What's the hullabaloo?" because you're just going to hit it anytime you can't talk.
Yes, I am. This is awesome.
And I'll go, Jim, that doesn't apply to what we were talking about whatsoever.
I don't know where I'm going now. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Did you don't help him. Don't
You
help
have to
him.
help me. Thank you.
You watched the debate last night?
Yeah, I did. I saw most of it. I was at someone's house, and coming home,
Whose house were you at?
just a friend.
Oh.
It was just a friend. Believe me.
No. By the way, speaking of friends, Isabella is coming in later on this morning.
Yeah, she is.
She's a friend of yours.
She is. I haven't seen her since last time she was here.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. So, debate.
I thought it was really good. I went. I missed some of it, but I was so into it when I left that I was watching it. This is how amazing. I was in the cab watching on a YouTube stream, and I'm like, what an amazing time to live in.
Yeah, I think we're streaming everywhere. It was streaming on Twitter. I was going through tweets right before the thing started, and something just came up that said, if you want to stream the debate, click here, and you could watch it literally anywhere.
Trump has this thing though where he can only talk for he's so calm. They were both very calm on this one. Hillary, I thought, at least the way she came off personality-wise, was very good. Because she's always so awful and shrill.
Right.
You're like, oh. But now at least she seemed like she seemed very calm and almost presidential.
Right.
And so did he. Mm-hmm. But he always, at one point, he just can't help himself. He has to keep, he's just not good at containing himself.
No, he can't contain himself at all. I loved him going after the moderators.
I did too, but in a way, he went 3-1. That's good. It just seems a little petulant at that point.
It does. I love that.
Stop it. I kind of get why he's doing it, but stop it.
I watch for the petulance. I find it to be very endlessly entertaining. Honestly, I wasn't watching. I was going to turn it on at 9, and then I started getting text messages from people like, "What's going on right now?" And I turned over to the news channels and realized he had created the greatest debate pre-show of all time.
I didn't see it.
When he wheeled out fucking Clinton's angels all around him for this press conference. So he goes, he tells all the media finds out. He doesn't tell them what it is. But he goes, I'm going to hold a news conference in this room inside the building. Whatever it is. It's not a suite. It's a George Washington University, I think it was, or
I think so.
Yeah. Or Washington University, not George Washington.
Well, damn it, why did I say I think so?
It was Washington.
It was in D.C., though, right?
No, it was in St. Louis, Washington University. Yeah, just wrong across the board.
I was. I'm sorry. What's the hullabaloo?
That doesn't apply.
It does.
It doesn't apply to
what we're talking about. There's a whole hullabaloo around here. Nobody knows what's going on.
I just told you exactly what's going on.
You didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. Travis didn't know what was going on. It's crazy here.
I said Washington University at St. Louis. Okay, that clears it up then. That makes sense.
You boys are not going to like this sound machine.
Well, I already don't.
Okay, good.
Yep. He tells all the news people, come upstairs, there's going to be a news conference. They don't know why. They walk into the room, and he streams it on Facebook Live and everything, and he's sitting there next to Paula Jones and this woman that said that Bill Clinton raped her, and the woman who, when she was 12, Hillary Clinton, as the district attorney, defended her rapist and reportedly laughed about it, and all this stuff. None of them were new accusers, by the way.
I've heard the Hillary laughing stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's not laughing at the victim, even though she wasn't laughing about the victim. And look, lawyers have to defend people.
Of course, especially district attorneys. They get assigned to cases.
You have do district attorneys get assigned to defend people?
I mean, yeah, they're the district attorney.
But the DA is a prosecutor.
Oh, no.
A public defendant.
She must have been public defendant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep,
looks like. Oh, I see. See, everything.
That doesn't.
Right or wrong,
that's not what that sound effect
You're
means.
definitely wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. I wasn't joking.
What's the hullabaloo?
You're using the wrong sound
No, I'm not.
effect.
It's a hullabaloo. It's crazy.
No, the hullabaloo was that you used the wrong sound effect before.
No, I didn't. I used it right before. We didn't know where the debate was held. None of us know what lawyers do. So I heard that tape of her allegedly laughing. That was shit. But the rape one, I've read that account too. Mm-hmm. By the way, the people would tell me the Trump rape account, hey, or not rape, but the harassment where he said he groped this woman. Her and her husband got involved in a business deal with Trump, and people check this woman out, listen to her case. So I read about it. She was saying that Trump was doing it. She was scared of him. Her husband didn't like him, but they wanted the deal, so they were hanging out with Trump. And then all of a sudden, her and her husband went through a divorce, and then her and Trump started calling her, and then she started dating him. So all the people who were referencing that woman that Trump had fucked with, he dated that woman afterwards. So he couldn't have fucked with her that bad because she came back up and dated him after.
Right. Let me hear this moment from Trump bringing out the Clintons' angels.
Mr. Trump may have said some bad words, but Bill Clinton raped me and Hillary Clinton threatened me. I don't think there's any comparison.
It was crazy. See, nobody really knew how Trump was going to handle it, because we should probably play the audio also. They came out on Friday of Trump with Billy Bush.
I haven't heard that.
You haven't?
No.
You didn't get around? Yeah, I don't know.
What happened?
You didn't even hear about it?
No.
Trump said when you're famous, you can grab women by the pussy.
Fuck yeah!
Who says that?
What did he say?
Well, Trump said that when you're famous, you can just do whatever you want. You can grab a woman by the pussy. That was a sound effect. No, here's the problem with the sound effect board. Nobody knows when there's sound effects.
Sure they do.
It just sounds like you're just doing it.
Well, I said fuck you now.
The only way the sound effects can be effective is if you talk over them.
Yes.
That's good. That's really effective. So Trump brings these women out to combat the fact that audio came out from 2005 where he's on a bus with Billy Bush. I guess they're filming for Access Hollywood or whatever show Billy Bush was doing at the time. And Trump is not a guy who cares if a mic is on him or not, I suppose.
He forgot that he had a live mic. That's what happened. I've had that happen to me. Granted, I mean, I'm not on the same level as him.
Right.
But I have had that happen where I realized I had a microphone on and I was having a really lewd conversation. You forget that it's on because it's a wire, it's a lob. It's just taped to you or strapped to your tie. You think it's off.
A man basically confessed to murder because his lav was left on him.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, I killed them all.
Of course I did it. Of course. That got less publicity than Donald Trump is getting right now. This is the biggest mic left on thing ever.
Yeah, that's. But you do forget. It's not like it's in your face. And stupid Billy Bush, he was just talking shit. I know people hate Trump, and I don't blame you if you think he's a pig. But no, I've never grabbed a girl's pussy.
You haven't grabbed a woman by the...
You can't. You ever try to grab a pussy? Your fingers slip off?
Yeah, and you're always looking for a big meaty one, too. You think so you can get a good grab on it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to dip your hands in butter and grab a wild turkey neck.
That's where...
It's impossible to grab a pussy.
That's where Jim Norton's quest for fame came from, because he heard that when you're famous, you could grab a woman by the pussy if you want to.
He's talking... You know why he's talking shit? Because Billy Bush is laughing, and he's saying... I'm not saying Trump's not an asshole, but he's talking... He's like... Billy Bush is laughing. He's like, hey, I'll show you where some furniture is. Oh, I just kiss him. I can't help it. I got to pop a Tic Tac.
Let's play.
Who would say that for real?
Nobody. Let's play the audio.
She used to be great. She's still very beautiful. I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach.
I moved on her,
and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where there's some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch. I couldn't get there, and she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Your girl's hot as shit in the purple.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald is good! Oh, my man! Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out. You're like,
set this up. That is very
You give me the thumbs
Look
up.
at you. You are.
You gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up.
Can't be too happy. Else off first? Yeah, let me.
It's very funny.
You gotta give the thumbs up.
You and I will walk down.
So you have it open, you have it open?
Oh my God.
So I have it closed and then
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case they start kissing her. I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
So he gets out of the van or the bus. They're in a bus. So you don't see their faces, but Billy Bush and Donald Trump are in the Access Hollywood bus, and they get out, and you see this woman that they've been talking about.
Yeah.
In the purple dress.
Is that her? Oh.
It's not the same. So they start talking about Nancy O'Dell, saying that Donald Trump was, he was going to basically, he was putting the moves on her very hard.
Did she know what he was doing, by the way, when she was married, and he said, I'll buy you a sofa? Did she know that he wanted to fuck her?
He just got good taste. So when he said he moved on her like a bitch, he was moving on Nancy O'Dell.
Yeah, okay, right.
His slang, by the way, is so... I've never heard anybody say I moved on her like a bitch.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. And then this one...
then he sees a publicist outside, and that's the one that he basically says he's going to forcibly kiss her and possibly grab her by the pussy.
Wait, is that the one who Billy Bush said to hug? A publicist?
Yes.
Oh, I thought she was a host.
Yes, no, she's a publicist.
Wow, is she hot.
And that's why... That's one of the reasons why people are so mad at Billy Bush.
Is that why he got suspended? Because
he's obviously like encouraging him, Donald, and then he gets out and they have this kind of joke. See, the thing is, it is just kind of goofy, whatever talk, but women really, really badly want to believe that when men get together, they don't just kind of talk about sexually assaulting them. Like they want, in all their heart, women want to believe that when it's just men hanging out by themselves, that they're not joking around about sexually assaulting them.
But no one, when in that context, even though technically that's assault, that's like saying, look at that girl, oh my God, when I grab her tits. That's assault.
Right.
And guys do talk like that. But you're not talking like that because you really want to, you're not looking at it through the lens of assault. You're not saying, I want to go out and... Like, if he had said something like, oh, God, I'd like to rape her, a lot of guys don't talk like that. Like that,
most don't.
But you know what I mean? That would be something you go,
like,
fuck.
third graders kind of talk like that when they first learn the word.
Right. So he's not... He's looking at that as just being obnoxious and talking shit. That's the same as saying, oh, my God, I see a girl like that, I just want to grab her tits. That really is what the same thing is.
But he said... I'm going to kiss her. I don't even wait. Like, he's specifically taking a second to say, I don't need her approval.
But he didn't kiss her.
No, he didn't.
He didn't do it.
That's why it's just as he said.
He didn't grab her.
Just words.
He was actually fairly respectful when he was walking with her.
Right.
He didn't act like an asshole. He didn't say, hey, come on the bus. I'm not, look, I get it, people don't like the guy, but that shit talking is just meaningless to me. I didn't care that Bill fucked the chick with a cigar. Who cares?
Right.
Gives a fuck.
Right. He did not actually sexually harass her. And honestly, like Billy Bush, it doesn't make any sense at all that he's suspended. I guess maybe you have to because the housewives that watch the Today Show won't like you anymore. But it's a tape from 2005 where he's just kind of laughing along as Donald Trump says very naughty things. Like, there's nothing to it. So for Billy, like, you know, there's not that much damage that Billy has really done.
That hurts Trump a lot. That definitely hurts him.
And here's the, like, I thought going into the debate, when I heard the tape and I saw that everybody was just going with it, like they just went nuts with it, I was like, he's done. That's it. He's finished. And then he comes out and he brings, you know, all the Clinton girls out with him. And I go, he's really grasping at straws. This isn't even sort of going to work. This is way too vile even for him. He's finished. And then I watched the debate. And the reason that I think, because context, it means a lot. And the reason that I think that Donald Trump certainly won the debate last night was because after that debate, you go, holy shit, he's still in it. You know what I mean? You go, wait, I was going like, I watched the whole thing and I was like, oh my God, like he's not out of this thing.
Both of them I watched last night. Both of them talked like, you know, because her speech is so irritating. So like when she talks, but I liked her yesterday.
No. Hillary didn't do a bad job. I'll tell you, she got tripped up a couple of times. He fucking hammered her on the email thing.
Well, and she also at one point moralized a little bit. That, you know, he doesn't respect women, and it's like, that's what annoyed me. It was like, what are you talking about? You're married to a guy that came on an intern.
Right.
Who's now going to be the first gentleman. Stop moralizing. I don't even hate Hillary, but stop fucking moralizing, you goose.
Yeah.
I liked her outfit, though.
You did like her outfit?
Yes, I did, actually. I thought she looked great. I really did.
Oh, good. I was hoping we get some fashion police for the debate.
There was some guy, too, on CNN, like, because CNN, I like Anderson Cooper. I don't care. I mean, he's definitely anti-Trump, but I still like him. But the guy who worked for CNN, one of the announcers, who was going, men do not talk like that in the locker room. Well, you know, not at David Barton, they don't. Do you hear that guy? It's like, come on, you're not the guy we're going to.
Right. Yeah, you're not the alpha male stereotype that maybe the Donald represents.
This is so much fun to watch.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
So much fun.
I turned off wrestling to watch the debate last night. That's how much fun I'm having watching this.
Well, this is pretty good wrestling right here.
Shut the fuck up! Okay?
Thank you.
Shut the fuck up!
What's that from?
I don't know, but it's certainly worthwhile.
Adrian?
Yes.
What's that from?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
See?
Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up!
That's just something that goes on, I would hope, in Jim's head sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah. 866-969-1969. Let me go to John in Michigan. John, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Yeah, Sam. Good to talk to you guys.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, we're here.
All right. Now, I got a question for you, Sam. You're married.
I am.
Did you ask Jess for permission to kiss her the first time you kissed her?
No, I didn't ask her for permission, but there was kind of like there was a consent that was on set. Like we had gone on a date. It was a very vibe of romantic feelings for one another. It was not a woman that I had met in a professional environment that I just decided was beautiful, so I planted one on her.
Yeah, Sam didn't throw 3 orange Tic Tacs in his mouth.
I wasn't like if somebody.
You asked for permission to touch her tit the first time.
If somebody comes in here. If
everybody talks about permission.
Look, if somebody comes in here with a guest,
nobody does this.
I'll tell you this. I was at a Comic-Con panel yesterday.
Oh.
One of the publicists were very attractive. I did not start popping Altoids. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, oh, it's a female. That's for me. It was there was an implied consent when I kissed Jess, when I touched her on the titty, all of those things.
Did you do it at the same time? Did you plant one and have your left hand out at the same time?
Yeah, that was. I figure if I'm going to get to first base, I'm going to second.
Absolutely, hit a double.
It would be assault.
Sorry, no, come on, you know the difference. Come on. The difference between I'm meeting this woman in a professional environment and just planting one on her and grabbing her is different than on a date.
What do you do for a living?
Come on.
What do you do for a living,
Sam,
John?
you can't. I work at a chemical plant.
Okay, so could you kiss someone in human resources?
Yeah.
Go into human resources tomorrow and plant one on the lady. See what happens.
Of course you put gum in your mouth when the good-looking one shows up. Of course you pop it. And you're thinking about it. You know that they're thinking about it.
All right.
They're not thinking about it, John. I hate to tell you, but you're not the Casanova you think you are.
Yes.
I believe that you're thinking about it, but they're not thinking about kissing you. I appreciate it, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Brett is...
See you later, alligator.
We'll go to Brett in Omaha. What's up, Brett?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Hey, love the new format. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Thanks, Brett. We just try to come here and entertain.
Just let Brett move on to his point.
But he was just complimenting us.
We don't need to get into that.
We wanted you to show up, make you laugh.
See, I need the shut the fuck up button. That's not one, Jim.
Shut the fuck up!
Thank you.
Okay? Shut the fuck
Thank
up!
you.
But then I win people over by doing this.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's even better. Hey, I just wanted to point out, if you look at the longer version of the tape, Billy Bush really prods Donald when he gets off the bus, and he's kind of egging him on. And even when he gets off, he says, you know, how about a hug for the Donald? And then he wants one for himself. How about one for the Bushy? So I think the fingers need to be pointed at Billy Bush.
Oh, wait, did he want a hug, too? I don't remember him getting a hug.
There was definitely like...
Yeah, he goes, how about... And he called himself the Bushy.
Did he really?
He is a bush.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, he goes, how about one for the Bushy?
He did, like, when he was going in for the hugs, it was very obvious. Once you knew the context of the conversation that was on the bus, it was definitely Donald and Bushy's inside joke.
Okay, yeah.
We were just talking about assaulting this woman. Let's get a hug from her.
He was just showing off for Donald.
He was showing off for
Bushy.
Donald. The Bushy wanted to...
All right, thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you. The Bushy wanted to see if Donald was really going to grab her by the pussy. He's like, all right, give her a hug. Let's see if you'll grab that pussy.
She's amazing, by the way. The publicist was gorgeous. Has she commented?
I haven't read a comment from her. I wouldn't be surprised, but I haven't read anything. Bobby from Kentucky.
How's it going, boys?
Hi, Bobby.
This might sound a little crazy, I don't know, but if you think about how guys actually talk amongst men, you're two men, sexually active, I assume.
With each other?
Yes.
I believe it. So when you discuss women or whatever, you say, oh, I want to fuck her, I'm going to fuck her, or whatever, but you don't consider that rape necessarily. So what that implies is that...
Well, if you said, like... But he said, here's... The only thing that, like, screwed up to Donald is he goes, like, I don't even wait, I don't care. Like, if I was like, oh, I'm going to fuck that girl, I don't care if she says yes or no. I mean, I guess you might say that, but, like, still, like... That's what, like, I heard it and I was like, okay, that's funny, I can move on from that. But I think the bigger... It goes back to, you know, women... are under the assumption that we're not joking about sexually assaulting them, and I think they'd be alarmed to find out how often you could construe locker room banter to actually being a conversation about sexual assault. It very often is. If you break it down like that, like it very seldom results in actual assault, but More often than not, you could construe
Do you know
it
how many times I've said stupid things like this that I wouldn't do?
You have?
Oh, every time you're like, oh my God, look at her. I would love to throw cum on her. but you know what I mean? We've all said stupid shit like that. Oh
Wouldn't
my
it be
God.
great if Jim ran for president and they were like, he wanted to throw his semen on a woman that he was working with.
Oh my God, I would titty fuck her right now on the floor. So many things like that are just obnoxious exaggerations in the moment. And I would say this about, if this was fucking Howard Dean, I would say the same thing. It's nonsense. Mm-hmm. If he did it to somebody and they have a case that he did it, well, then go after him for that.
How great would that be if he got off the bus and just grabbed the woman by the back of her skull and planted one right on her lips?
A big wet kiss and she melted? Oh, yeah. Donald. Oh, Tic Tacs are the worst breath freshener, by the way.
Really?
They don't do anything for your breath. They make your mouth all sugary and dry. I fucking hate Tic Tacs.
It's candy.
Yeah, but what about there's peppermint ones. Those work, don't they, or no?
I guess, but there's so many better breath fresheners.
Altoids?
No, they're too much.
They're curiously strong.
I prefer gum. How about Mento?
Mento?
What I do is I line the underside of my gums with Mentos.
The singular of Mentos is not Mento.
It is?
No, it isn't. You wouldn't say, I want a Mento.
Sure I would.
Nobody would ever say, I want a Mento.
Give me a Mento.
It's give me, oh, you got Mentos. Can I have one?
Can I have a Mentos?
You wouldn't say, look, Mentos, thank you, by the way. Thank you, Bobby. It says right here on the Mentos website, there's nothing like a Mentos.
Oh.
It's a Mentos.
How about a lady's toast? That was live.
Ladies' toast.
I line under my gums with Mentos, and my breath is fresh for hours.
But they're so big and
yes, they are.
bulbous.
I've noticed that.
It's very apparent.
Makes for a very clumsy kiss.
John in Arkansas, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hey, guys. First off, I got to say, Jim, your videos of you slow eating are the fucking best.
Sir, Salad with Jim. I did release there was actually a little bit of a director's cut footage from the Salad with Jim, a very Salad with Jim Christmas. So, thank you for noticing that.
But, I got to say, a lot of this shit is phony fucking outrage. I mean, this shit happened 11 years ago. Then they fired Billy Bush over it, having full knowledge of it, that it happened 11 years ago just to make themselves look good.
He's suspended. He didn't get fired, but he will.
He's suspended indefinitely. And he just got the Today Show gig, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, they just traded him out for one of the girls over there. It doesn't look good for him. But you do have to imagine that the people at NBC knew this tape existed.
No.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody went back. Oh, for a week ago they did. But I don't think they knew all this time. I heard they were worried about a lawsuit. They were worried about Trump suing.
Yeah.
And they went back and found it. You don't always think to look. I bet you that now they're poring over every TV appearance he's had.
Yeah.
And they're listening to hours and hours of footage from The Apprentice over every season, every interview, for anything off mic. Do you remember when, years ago, when Jesse Jackson said, Obama's talking down to niggas, when he said that and fucking on the Fox mic? So it happens. People say shit that they don't know. And there's rumors that they have Trump dropping an N-bomb.
Well, what do you think is going to be worse? Jesse dropping the N-bomb? Jesse Jackson dropping the N-bomb? Or Donald Trump dropping the N-bomb?
Something tells me that I would love to know if they have that, what are they waiting for? Maybe they're waiting for the week before the election.
Well, they gotta promote the next debate. They gotta have another go-home show before the next debate.
I've read that everyone who worked on The Apprentice signed a
with Mark Burnett, right?
Yeah, signed a leak agreement.
You pay $5 million. Yeah. However, you could still leak it to the Washington Post, like this person did anonymously, or you could still do it. And I wonder,
but if it gets back to you.
If it does,
you know what I would try to do is sell it for $5.5 million.
Well, there's already a GoFundMe that somebody set up.
Is that right?
To raise the money to get it out.
But would Mark Burnett? I don't know where he is politically, but would he even sue for that? A lot of these guys hate Trump so much.
He doesn't like Trump.
They might be like, I'm going to waive the lawsuit.
He said at the when he accepted his Emmy for what was an Amazing Race, I think, this year, he went up on stage and he apologized for unleashing Donald Trump on the world.
Wow.
So I don't, maybe Mark Burnett, although he's a businessman, he probably wants $5 million.
I don't know.
I mean, if he made him sign a contract.
Let me see, what's it say here?
It says
Trump backer Mark. He's a Trump backer.
He apologized for it at
the Emmys. Trump backer, huh?
Shut the fuck up!
Thank God.
Shut the fuck
up! Things in studio, the wheels are really coming off here. People are wondering, What's the hullabaloo?
I'm so glad you have slippery fingers on that thing.
Yes, I do.
It says, it's from October. Trump backer Mark Burnett has warned staff on Apprentice leaks, The Apprentice under pressure to release unaired Trump footage.
Someone's embarrassed.
Who?
Someone didn't understand Mark Burnett's politics.
I'm not embarrassed.
Should we take a break?
No.
I'm just saying, if you want to collect yourself. It's humiliating shit, man.
A powerful Hollywood ally of Donald Trump has threatened staffers who could release potentially damaging outtakes of the show. A source close to Mark Burnett told BuzzFeed News.
He will sue anyone. The bottom line is all you got to do is get that fucking footage, get a copy of it, and somehow send it to, a newspaper, the Washington Post, the New York Times, anonymously.
Yeah, I mean, they probably are really worried about getting back to them. Because you just never know if it's going to get back to you. Did you see what Melania... Because this was like... people were... And I don't think it's a big deal at all. But people were saying part of it was that this is when Donald Trump had first married Melania.
Yeah. So lovely.
Yeah. You saw what she was wearing last night, the pink shirt?
Yeah, I think, was it a pussy bow they call
They're
it?
making a big deal out of it because Gucci calls it a pussy bow silk shirt. And it's like,
How fucking steamed. Did you see a picture of Bill and Chelsea Clinton? Wow, did they look steamed.
At the whole thing.
Oof. There's a photo. Chelsea, it was on Twitter. Bill and Chelsea Clinton debate. There it is right there. How fucking steamed does she look?
Oh, they are not happy. Ugh. Not happy.
Yeah, she's not.
But how could you be?
Well, what did you expect?
How could you be at the press conferences with all the women
they were all
from
there,
20 years
too.
ago, and they were in the building?
They were there. Are you against all this dirty politics?
Me?
Yeah.
I am for it, actually.
I love it.
I am pro filthy politics. I enjoy every moment of it. So, in an effort to come back from all this, and like I said, I saw this all go down. I was like, Donald's finished after this. He's done. There's no more for Donald. And I watched the debate, and he's absolutely not done. And all the people that are on the news, like a lot of liberal-leaning people are on the news or in papers today or whatever, saying, well, Donald's not going to be able to bounce back from this. And I promise you, everybody who thought in England, in the UK, that Brexit was not going to pass, were all saying the same things. They were all walking around going like, well, this is never going to pass because people know this is stupid. Like, people know, and they're never going to vote for it. And then they went to sleep, and then they woke up, and Brexit passed. And the same thing could happen here.
And I love the fact they said that that his VP, Penke, was against...
his VP what?
Mike Penke. He said that he was for some kind of military action.
He's not Italian.
Right.
His last name is Pence.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm
oh, come on.
I'm quite sure his last... It's
Penke.
No, it is.
It is so.
It's Pence. No, you stupid idiot.
They said that... I love that he broke with him on policy. I love it. He's like...
At the debate, you mean? Yeah.
Fuck yes, that's how real people think.
Yeah.
And I love these newscasters using, like, young fucking, world star hip-hop language. How will he respond to the diss?
Right.
Oh, shut up. He fucking, what, two people can't disagree on something?
A beef between Pence and Trump? Yeah,
oh,
beef.
My God, I love that he didn't agree with him.
Yeah.
Good, I don't care if they agree on everything. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
And
Who gives a fuck?
Pence wasn't, Pence is his name. Wasn't tweeting at all during the debate. I think he was waiting to see how Donald would come out of it.
Yeah,
but Donald came out of it fine.
I don't like him anyway.
Pence?
I don't like Penke. I don't think it just annoys me.
Well, it annoys me the way you say his name, because that's not how his name is.
It is. I've heard him say it. I've met him.
Where'd you meet him?
Fucking on Fox News.
You know, I can tell you're lying.
How?
Because you had to say fucking, so you could think for a second. And then you looked next door and went Fox
I didn't
News.
remember if it was Fox or CNN.
You pointed your head next door.
I did. I nod left when I talked about Fox, which is odd, because then CNN I nod right. That's the irony of me.
Very strange. I thought that the town hall format of the debate was awkward for everybody.
Yeah, just standing there, and Hillary's kind of leaning. She's trying to do like the lean, like she's a fucking comic in the mid-'90s, the Boston Comedy Club, just riffing. She's up against the wall. And then she stood up because she realized it kind of looked old.
Yeah, I love that every time she would walk over to the audience, like she would, so the audience was on both sides of the stage. And if a member of the audience that was on the side of the stage that Donald Trump was on asked a question, Hillary would walk over to that side and address the audience. But Donald would not move from his position and would just stand directly behind her and get in every single camera shot that he possibly could. So he was just looming over her.
He is a camera-savvy guy.
He is.
Except when his mic is on.
Yeah.
Oh, Donald.
He's visual, not audio-visual, just visual. Yeah. But he would just, like, loom right over her, and he looked tall, and he looked foreboding, and he looked like a presence standing behind her. And I will tell you this. I'm quite sure that he made a point. He looked at Hillary. He saw that when Donald was talking, Hillary would sit in her chair. And at that point, Donald decided that he would remain standing for the entire evening.
And, he...
Because he did not sit once, and that was him. We know, because remember when he called in, he was like, I never get sick.
Yeah.
That's his thought. He's like, I want people to see that I never sit down. I stand.
He's really
all the
chubbed
time.
up, hasn't he?
Donald?
He's really fucking chubbed up.
Well, he has chubbed up a little. He's probably had to have his suit jackets taken out a little bit.
He's chubbed up a little bit.
Well, he enjoys the fast food on his private planes.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of pictures of him.
I thought it was fun to watch. When's the next one?
It's 19th, I think. 10 days or so.
Wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Did you? So you think that's what he was doing? Standing up on purpose the whole time?
Oh, without a doubt.
100%.
Of course. Yeah, plus, he probably looks too fat when he sits. There's nothing behind him. He's also sitting, because right now there's just a chair, so there's like fucking fat rolls will hang over. Like, I put a few pounds on, I can feel my fucking little blubber rolls over my belt right now.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but you still feel it.
Your core just
You feel
mushes
it.
up.
Yeah, you feel it like when you're fucking your tits and your balls accordion together a little bit. You like kind of sink in on yourself.
Plus his big fat thighs press against the seat and they just expand out.
Yeah, he doesn't look good sitting with no table in front of him. If there was a big table with like a skirt hanging in front of it, he'd probably sit.
Right.
But there's not, so that's the last thing he wanted. He wants to look thin.
Did you see him standing behind the chair?
He did stand behind the chair a few times.
And it looked like he was having sex with it?
Yeah.
Did you see that photo?
Why did he go behind the chair?
Well, because he put his hands on the back of the chair so like he could lean on it. And I guess I didn't really put it into context, but it did look like he was humping the chair maybe.
There's one photo where it looks like, yeah, right there. Nope, below it.
Oh, yeah. It does. And look at that. By the way, not only does it look like he's having sex with the chair in that photo, but boy, does he look chubby in that photo, too, huh?
Yeah, he looked a little fat.
He does look fat, doesn't he? Look at the way his butt protrudes.
I have to
He's
be
got a fat little tushy on him.
Protrudes.
What did I say?
Protrudes. That's the chipster. Here's my story.
Oh, I got it wrong. Okay,
God,
now you're
look
right.
at the way his butt was. What?
Protrudes.
She looks, and I'm not. She looks very, very fucking good here.
You liked the way she looked last night.
I was surprised because I always find her to be annoying.
Did you find yourself attracted to Hillary Clinton? This is like the seventh time you've brought up that you liked the way she looked.
Because I meant not sexually. I just meant that I thought that she came off as very. The only thing, here's what I hated that she did. Hated. Is when he's talking about race and the black communities and how they've kind of gotten fucked and they're dangerous. Most black people are probably going, yeah, they are dangerous and something needs to be done where, law and order or whatever. And she's going, and she's just saying all these nice things about African. It's like, you don't need to do that.
So you thought Donald, on the other hand, looked very well fed.
He looked like he had a good meal. This is so much fun to watch.
Fat Donald having sex with the chair. It was, it's so good.
I can't wait to vote. I still don't know who I'm voting for. I swear to God, I don't know who I'm fucking voting for.
I don't either, to tell you the truth. But, I mean...
It ain't Gary Johnson.
Oh, he's a fucking moron.
What a moron.
He's an idiot.
God damn it. All you libertarians, you got to admit, you really threw a dud out at us.
Yeah. And of all years, too. This is the year that a really super charismatic, sharp libertarian could have taken us all by storm. Right. But it ain't happening with this guy.
Nope.
Name one foreign leader. No can do, buddy. Next question.
He would have looked better if he yelled Hitler.
Yeah.
At least you knew one.
Right. That's one.
Obama! That would have been a better answer than I can't name anybody.
Yes. What do you think your favorite moment was from the debate last night?
when he said you'd be in jail, the speed of that, when she's like, I'm good, Donald's not in charge of the law, whatever the fuck she said, you'd be in jail was a very funny comeback.
It was perfect, and it was so quick, and the way the audience was responding to Donald Trump really didn't make Hillary look good. Go for it, Adrian. You gotta turn the sound on there, bud.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
You got your iTunes open? Adrian's,
what are you doing, Adrian?
Adrian's listening to all his songs.
What songs are you listening to?
He just likes to listen to all his songs in the morning.
Ew.
He's playing music
What
videos
was that?
and stuff. He listens to easy listening.
Ew.
He tries to get like a spa vibe in here
What
in the morning.
What a fucking creep.
He is.
What are you, 25? You got some Carole King on a loop?
He's a real bushy over there. Okay, go for it.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
That murdered, and
Nailed it.
he actually dropped the mic down after that and walked away.
Yeah.
He lowered his mic. That was perfectly delivered.
He could have dropped it at that point. The drop the mic thing is so horrendously overused.
Yeah, that's
but
awful.
That was actually a moment.
But he lowered it.
Where you could have. Yeah, it was incredible. Listen to the crowd go wild when he says it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, they really cheered.
And this is a college campus. This isn't like a specifically conservative environment.
They packed it with both there. I think they have 40% and 40%. I forget how they do it. There's a method to it so one doesn't get overwhelmed. And we pointed out at the end, because I would have loved to have taken pictures if I was down there. And they handed out disposable cameras to all of them.
There's a certain audience member that I definitely would like to talk about. But I want to, while we're talking about our favorite moments, I thought that Hillary, where it all turned, so at first I go, Donald Trump, they ask him specifically about the tapes, about the pussy grabbing.
Yeah. I don't like to say it like that.
How do you want to say it? It's just because we're human beings having a conversation.
How about the tape where it was alleged that he did inappropriate touching?
He said on the tape that
but we don't need to say it. The language is vulgar. It's making the morning show vulgar.
No, I understand, but we can comment on what is actually happening.
Cunt grabbing?
Okay, that's when he's talking about cunt grabbing. Can we compromise here? So they're asking him about the tape, and Trump spins it and starts talking about ISIS. And I'm going what the fuck is he doing talking about ISIS? That has nothing to do with anything. Then they turn around and go to Hillary, and they actually bring up the emails and the WikiLeaks stuff. And Hillary then spins that into whatever she spun it into. She spun it into the tax returns.
His ISIS comment made sense to me because it pointed out the ridiculous nature of what he sees as harping on something he said all those years ago.
But it's also avoidant of that because a lot of people vote for, everybody says that they vote on the issues, but nobody votes on the issues. They vote for the person. So he wants people to kind of forget. But Hillary, avoiding, so the big quote that came out in the WikiLeaks thing that they're killing her on is she was at one of her private speeches that she gets paid a lot of money for. And she says that
a lot of cake.
Yeah, he made the money gesture.
It's a lot of cake. She gets a big piece of cake for that.
She is paid well for it.
Yeah. She's not stupid. She's no fool. She's no fool at all. Believe me. She signs up for that. She gets a nice big piece of cake.
Yeah, I know. It's her business. She gets paid to do it.
Believe me, she's no fool. And Trump does not suffer fools.
Okay,
he should respect that.
That's not a good point.
It's true.
It's just infuriating. By the way, those are the conversations you hear on fucking crowded trains in the morning. Yeah. It's just the worst fucking thing
tell
ever.
me she's not getting a big piece of cake for that?
Trust me, she don't mind it. What are you talking about? Yeah. So she goes up, she's doing one of these private speeches that she gets paid for, and says, you need to have, she's talking about negotiating in politics, and she's talking about dealing with Congress and doing this and doing that, and she goes, you need to have a public persona and a private persona. And of course, this is the greatest quote ever for somebody who is accused of being a constant liar. You're basically admitting that you kind of have to be two-faced.
They said basically she should be running the website fib.com.
Nobody said that.
But that's kind of what they're
It's not a funny
to.
joke.
It's a cute joke.
It's not cute at all.
Sure it is.
It's not cute.
Travis, comment?
That wasn't even a live snort. It wasn't a live snort.
Travis won't comment.
No, he won't.
I'm doing work.
Right.
What are you doing? He looks to me like you're tefting around in there.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
The Teft box takes a lot of upkeep.
Tefty bags made me so happy.
Right.
I saw that one.
Other shows are wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Our show is Tefty, Tefty, Tefty.
Little Teft bags.
That's right.
Wow.
Very funny.
People really enjoy your last name.
They love it a lot more than I do.
It's fun.
Couple of F's in there. Not one, two.
So she's getting grilled on this thing,
Sure.
which I liked.
Getting grilled like a chicken.
Okay.
Right?
No. Yeah, you grilled chicken. That's not a good one, though.
Sure it is.
And she turns it around to be about Donald Trump's tax returns. So in that moment, I'm like, holy shit. Like, they just figured out a way that Hillary sounds as bad as Trump does because they're both covering shit up.
Final destination, and it's all pictures of Travis, except for a guy in the back. Travis with the fucking long
By the
hair.
way, the guy in the back is wearing a yarmulke.
Oh, I didn't guess.
Wonder who that cute guy is.
I don't know who that's supposed to be.
I don't know. Well, you probably don't get to spend a lot of time with him.
No accidents, no coincidences, no escapes. When your mother's up, it's up. Final destination.
It's very similar but different to the tagline of the film Final Destination. But yeah, that's just a laundry detergent called Teft. I mean, it doesn't even rhyme with anything.
Number one choice of pediatrician. Just got yours. Who put? By the way, why would Travis's face be on the detergent? You never see a smiling face on detergent, do you?
Well, it looks like it's actually attached to a baby's body.
Oh,
yeah. And there's the Tefty bags, but there needs another F. Needs to have another F. Odor block technology.
I love the zilch sack.
Zilch sack. It's great. So yeah, so once they're in this thing, just grab his face on a guy, and they're both covering stuff up with ridiculous stuff. They then start to equal each other out.
What was his Lincoln line? Did he say something?
That's what I wanted to get to, because she goes, well, look, before she moved on to Trump's tax returns, she goes, I was talking about Abraham Lincoln and the things that he had to negotiate, that's all. But tax returns. And then Donald was like, No. Let's go back to what you said. Listen to this.
She got caught in a total lie. Her papers went out to all her friends at the banks, Goldman Sachs and everybody else. And she said things, WikiLeaks, that just came out. And she lied. Now she's blaming the lie on the late, great Abraham Lincoln. That's one that I haven't... Okay, Honest Abe. Honest Abe never lied. That's the good thing. That's the big difference between Abraham Lincoln and you. That's a big, big difference. We're talking about some difference.
He just pointed right at her. Like, he used his finger, Abraham Lincoln. He didn't, like, look at the audience and say, that's the difference between Abraham Lincoln and my opponent. He went, that's the difference between Abraham Lincoln and you.
But the funny part was he was expecting a really bigger laugh there, so he had to cover it up and go, that's a big difference. That's like as a comedian, when you do a joke and it doesn't get a laugh, you're like, ah, man, crazy shit happening. Dude, crazy shit happening.
There was a moment when Hillary Clinton is talking about being a senator. And Donald goes, if you were a good senator, you could have got that passed. And Hillary goes, apparently my opponent doesn't know that presidents have a little something called veto power. And she puts the mic down.
Can we see that?
And then it's just pure silence. And she just picks the mic right back up and starts talking again. But the way she goes, veto power, is just, it's so cringy.
Good for her.
And she puts the mic down, waiting for the big applause, like, yeah, veto power! No.
Oh, no.
No. Not even close. It was sad.
I still enjoy watching it. I can't believe in the cab I missed some of it, though, as I was driving home.
Well, why would you leave during the debate?
I knew I could only stay somewhere. I thought the debate started at 8 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
I didn't realize. No. It's not helpful.
All the debates start at 9 o'clock.
If you were not an effective... Let's allow her to respond. She didn't interrupt you.
You know, under our Constitution, presidents have something called veto power. Look.
Oh, no.
My favorite moment of the whole show.
She drops the mic down like, all right, let the applause wash over me.
Yeah. She's like, well, you just set me up, because to her, this was her moment to fire back for that fucking you'd be in jail line.
Yep.
Donald had the you'd be in jail line, and she's like, okay, I got one for you. Let's hit it again.
You could have done it, but you were not in effect. Please allow her to respond. She didn't interrupt you.
You know, under our Constitution, presidents have something called veto power. Look.
Oh, no. Boo.
She puts the mic down.
Wait, what did she say? Can we hear that again?
You bet you want to hear it one more
do.
time? Okay, yeah.
You could have done it, but you were not in effect. Please allow her to respond. She didn't interrupt you.
You know, under our Constitution, presidents have something called veto power. Look.
Oh. Was that your fault or the pad's fault?
Who do you think? Try it again.
Okay. All right.
This is natural.
Yeah. This is going to be really funny this time.
You could have done it, but you were not in effect. Please allow her to respond. She didn't interrupt you.
You know, under our Constitution, presidents have something called veto power.
I hate the fucking iPad.
You do? Well, here's your problem.
What?
It's a press. It's not a push. It's not a hit.
Sam, look, people can't see. I'm so live when I'm on the air. I'm running around the studio.
No, you're not.
You say I'm probably like a panther. We talked about this. But when you're moving, and I like to move and shake, and I want to hit the button, bing, boom. Like I'm in, just moving fast. Say you say something, bing, boom, boom. I didn't even touch the iPad right there. I just looked at it.
Not only did you touch the iPad, you touched the iPad when you said bing. Then there was a pause, and then the sound effect didn't kick in until you said boom.
I know.
It was very poorly timed.
We talked about this. I fucking run around the studio. I'm like Eric Bogosian in talk radio, where I walk around, I'm just talking into the air. That's how live radio is done.
Smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
No, you're not, dude.
I am so.
No, you're not, bro.
About this.
You're just sitting there.
We talked about this.
Sometimes you look at your phone, have a cup of coffee.
We talked about this.
It's very casual.
It's not true.
Yes, it is.
Wild man studio, prowling like a panther. We talked about this. Ooh, looks like someone's got breakfast.
It's not cute.
It's cute.
No, it isn't.
How do you think about cute? Thank you very much.
It's so stupid.
Thanks.
I know you. Everybody
Did you touch my fork?
He touched it. He touched the top of it.
Did you put your hands on the fork?
Yes, he did. He held it in his teeth. He did. He licked it.
No,
too.
I don't wear condoms. I'll live. Derek. Did he look?
He's still looking. Derek, you should just cut your losses. There's no coming back. You're just standing there awkwardly now.
Yeah.
Just go.
Just
go.
Come on. You've been tefted, bitch.
By the way, if anybody doesn't know what a D-bag looks like,
picture a pile of shit and put glasses on it. Oh, thanks. You're off it.
D-bag, do you ever carry around a disposable camera?
Sometimes.
You do?
Yeah.
If you want to know what D-bag looks like, shave Ken Bone's mustache off, and you've got D-bag. Tomorrow, D-bag, a nice red pullover, okay?
Okay.
That was the worst fucking sweater, that bright red sweater.
Oh, before we get to Ken Bone, I know that you guys have been saying he's saying big league, but I swear to God, last night again, twice, it sounded like he said bigly. It keeps sounding like he's saying bigly, B-I-G-L-Y.
I don't know what you mean.
Let's go to the Tef box for comments.
Comment, Travis?
Did you hear him say bigly?
He said bigly twice.
I mean, I believe that he's saying that instead of big league, but I didn't hear him say bigly last night.
He did. He said, I'm going to change taxes bigly. Or something like that. He said bigly twice in the same statement.
Oh,
I'm lowering taxes. Where's bigly? Or big league?
Oh, Trump said big league or the fat kid?
Trump.
Oh, I didn't even the fucking guy in the red sweater.
No, Trump. He's been saying big league this whole time.
No, he didn't.
We are cutting them big league for the middle
Big
tax.
league. He said
That's
big
what
league.
people keep giving him the benefit of a doubt for, but I swear to you.
Let me hear it.
You listen to it, and it really sounds like big league.
Yeah, Stan's brother.
I don't think so.
Wait till the almond shake comes back.
The almond shake?
The chip almond shake.
I don't want
before joke punchlines?
No.
Yeah, unfortunately. Some things I just can't forget. I'm still waiting for Liddy to come back.
Oh my God! Yeah,
G,
forgot about Liddy.
G Yogurt Liddy.
You guys forgot the fucking voice. Hey, I'm Liddy.
Nobody forgot the voice.
In this political climate, I'm surprised he's not back.
Yeah.
We haven't reached out to G Yogurt Liddy for comment.
Forgot what Liddy would even say. It's been years since Liddy showed up.
There was also
Did you like Liddy?
I did.
I thought
Liddy was one of your more creative characters.
He was cute.
Yeah, because I was a prop.
He was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he actually made the yogurt lid talk.
Yep.
Like a mouth.
Yeah.
Looked like a Pac-Man.
That's right.
So stupid.
Yeah.
They did, by the way. Maybe they heard you and took your advice. At one point, they turned Trump's mic off. Because he was trying to either interrupt or talk over one of the moderators, and his mic was off, but he just kept plowing through to the point that they had to turn it back on. Like, they can't have somebody talking into a dead mic, because it would seem like either biased or they're not being a good host or whatever it is.
Or a power outage.
No, all the other mics and lights worked. Every other electronic worked. Why would anything it's a power outage?
A small one. I mean, it happens.
No, it doesn't.
Sure it does.
In just the one microphone?
Yeah.
Don't shake that. I saw what you were doing.
What? We need to jazz the show up a little bit with sound effects.
Somebody needs to... one day...
What's that?
You're doing Foley work?
Yeah.
One day, I need Jim to come in and realize we've taken everything away from him. So it's just like bare.
Like what? Happy relationships? Sexual confidence? The things have been long gone. Ow.
What are you doing?
I should hit the microphone with the electronics wipes and it fell on my penis. The microphone fell on my penis.
That's weird. That's why I say privately, like Adrian. I go, Adrian, you see that guy over there? Yeah, I want to hit him in the penis with a microphone. That's what I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to hit him right in the penis.
I just was doing this and it fell off and it fucking hit my wiener.
Then it hit it right in the head of the penis.
Yeah, the microphone touched. It didn't hurt though because it's a soft cush.
But it was just, you're so used to unpleasant touch down there. You went, ow.
Yeah, yeah.
You just assume.
I didn't even try to brush the hand away.
When a woman puts her hand in your pants, you go, ow, okay, this is good.
Yeah, squeeze it. You like your ball squeezed?
No.
Come on, a little bit?
No.
I fucking love my ball squeezed, but not crazy.
Cupping is fine, not squeezing.
Do you know a lot of guys do this thing where they put like a stretcher between their balls and shaft?
Look, you're getting all sexed up.
I'm not even horny. I'm just saying it's true.
Well, wait, Mia Isabella's coming in a little while.
I'm not even being dirty. I don't understand the stretcher.
You're getting yourself all sexed up.
Feel it. It's not even, I'm hard.
No, I know you, but you get on this line of talking, and you know, Jim, it's very easy to get yourself all sexed up, isn't it?
No, I don't understand it. I don't understand what the ball stretching is.
Travis, you ball stretch. Actually, I believe in some circles they call that tefting.
Yeah, they do call it tefting. Tefting is what happens. Here's what what they call it, a teft tear. It's when you put a ball stretcher on, and the skin at the bottom of your shaft rips, like when you cut yourself shaving. It's called a teft tear.
Yeah. Do you ever get there, Travis? It's named after you and your dad.
No.
Don't bring it into this.
Well, we're going to name it after his mom because that's what happens when it goes away. I'm sorry, Travis. I
have a teftier.
So I spelled the same. I think I misread that. I'm sorry. Oh, Taft! Fuck. As Steve C. Travis's face.
Taft-free music.
Taft!
We can only hope it ends the same.
That's hurtful. You'll need a new board up.
Oh, no.
As we were talking about Ken Bone.
Play a fucking clip!
There's no...
Play a fucking clip!
Let's give Ken...
Play a fucking clip!
We're going to. Stop talking with your mouth full. If you're going to talk with your mouth full, you know what to do. Hit the fucking button where you talk about whatever is going on in the studio.
Hit the button?
Chicanery, whatever. I can't remember what the stupid...
Chicanery?
What is it?
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
Never help him again.
If your mouth is full, hit the hullabaloo button. And if you stop helping me but help him with his iPad, you're fired. That's just stupid. Let's play the big moment that I think, honestly, first of all,
hey up.
before Before I thought this gentleman won the debate, my favorite member of the debate was that pesky fly that kept landing on Hillary. It landed on her face, and then at the very end, I thought it was over, and at the very end of the debate, it landed right on her titty, right on her blouse.
It was in front of Trump, too. It was really an unbiased fly, you know?
There it is, crawling on her eyebrow. And there it is again. See, there it is back on her shirt.
That? Have you watched Westworld yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Is there? Will it relate to this?
Yeah, because there's robots in it, and when the flies are on robots, they don't do anything about it.
Oh, so this maybe the same thing works for like reptilian people,
so
like
a lot of
Hillary.
people were commenting on that.
Yeah, she's a Westworld robot.
Yeah,
because that's one of the ways you can tell.
Which, by the way, you have to watch that show.
I will. Maybe I'll watch it.
Is it
today.
good?
It's great.
No, it's bad. He was just saying we should. You have to watch the show. It's really not good.
You know what? That's the type of thing he does.
No, it isn't.
Leads you down a road of bad television.
It's just stupid. No,
I'm not caught up on Walking Dead yet.
I stopped watching Walking Dead.
Why?
It's a boring show.
You think so?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Zombie.
Oh, a zombie hug.
Yeah.
I want to catch up though.
It hasn't started back up yet.
But don't you think that it's just like something great happens in the premiere, something great happens in the finale, and then it's just a lot of walking and talking?
Well, I think it's kind of hard to figure out what you could, because now they're talking about having the zombies start to sue for defamation, all this weird stuff.
Who's talking about that?
Just it's been speculated by the fans.
Who are they going to sue?
That's the problem. The Walking Dead people, Norman Reedus.
Oh. They're going to sue the
Does he
actual
wear
people.
a wig?
No.
No, his hair. I mean, unless he wears if he wears a wig, he wears the wig all the time.
Or does he comb his hair forward?
Well, he definitely combs his hair forward.
I mean,
I'm sure he goes into hair and makeup.
As a cover up, I mean.
Does he wear makeup on set?
Is that a cover up? Because it always looks too hairsprayed. I know this is a girl conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's get back to Hillary Clinton's blouse or something.
I think he's covering something up.
Well, it's possibly made to look like he's unkempt in, the zombie apocalypse.
But maybe he does. Maybe he's a little more. Maybe he's a little more receding than he'd like to be, and he's giving himself some bangs.
Well,
but
it looks like someone's relating.
But you know what the thing is? Nobody gives a fuck.
No.
Who cares?
It's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The real winner of the debate was not Hillary Clinton, was not Donald Trump. By the way, there was some guy. I was leaving Comic-Con. And the most awkward, he had to have some kind of Asperger's. He gets on the train, and he just starts shouting. He just starts shouting to anybody who would listen to him. Hey, who are you going to vote for? Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? And he's just going, Clinton.
Fucking hilarious.
The whole time. Anybody that would talk to him.
What'd you say?
I didn't talk to him.
I'd be like, what's their name?
Clinton. Yeah. Then he started trying, like, any female that would talk to him, he'd be like, would you be my girlfriend? And if you are, could I cheat on you?
Is he just kidding or doing a bit?
No, he wasn't doing a bit. He wasn't kidding. He was just the most socially awkward person I've ever encountered.
Did you see any celebrities on the floor taking photos?
Celebrities on the floor of Comic-Con taking photos?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Charging or maybe asking for a donation?
I was at Comic-Con on Friday, and unfortunately I didn't run into him. But do you remember Daniel Bobo Curlin?
Oh, no. No, I don't.
He was a person who was on the show for a while. He's a bit challenged in some aspects of his life, but he's infuriating more than he is challenged.
I don't remember him.
He posted a tweet. Yeah, it was a short period on the show, and he didn't do much. But he posted out a tweet that said he would be walking around Comic-Con, and anybody that wanted to take a photo with him, just ask him or give him a $5 donation. So he was trying to get people to pay him $5 if they approached him and took a photo.
Who is he?
He used to be. You might not remember him. He actually used to be a character.
See the guy in with the checkered shirt back there and the backwards hat?
No. That's him with the blue Mets hat on. That's him right there with the jacket on. He used to be on
the show.
He used to, no, when it was Opie and Anthony, he was on the show a bunch.
I have no memory of him.
Yeah, he pulled his dick out and stuff. He was maybe it's one of those you had to be here, and he didn't make it.
Was he here on a day that I wasn't here?
He was here on many days that you were here.
Really?
It's weird that you don't remember him, but
I have no memory of him.
That's weird because you remember most people, right?
I do.
You remember Pat from Moonaki?
Sure.
Okay, Big A, you remember?
I like Big A. I like Pat.
Yeah, you remember Bobo?
You saying that he was on the show? I don't believe.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then I know who you do remember. The true winner of last night's debate, which was the man himself, Kenneth Bone.
Yeah, he really stood out.
Kenneth Bone was an absolute hero. I mean, he was the total package put into one. He's a bit of a chubby guy, had a bit of a pedophile look going on.
His stupid red sweater was obnoxious.
Thin mustache, glasses, not a great haircut, and a red pullover. And you could tell that, bless his heart. Bless Ken Bone's heart. He decided to look smart that day.
Bless it, how about I put a stent in it?
He decided to look smart that day. He wore a white shirt with a white tie under his red pullover.
He had a tie on?
I believe he did. I believe he had a white tie with his white shirt.
I hope so, because I'm not getting sued for defamation.
But why would anybody sue you for saying that he wasn't wearing a tie? Let's go to the big clip. Let's go to the big moment.
Did he have a tie on? I didn't even notice that.
Well, you'll see it. When we play this moment, you'll see it for yourself, Jim. And then we'll find out who's getting car crashed around here.
You.
We have one more question from Ken Bone about energy policy. Ken?
Yeah, Ken. Yeah,
what
buddy.
steps will your energy policy take to meet our energy needs, while at the same time remaining environmentally friendly and minimizing job loss for fossil power plant
He meant to
workers?
say remaining?
Reminding.
Oh, he
While at the same time...
Go back so we can
He doesn't have a tie on.
Hear him say, yes, he does.
Does he?
I think he's got a. Let's go to the tough box for comment.
Tie or no tie?
Tie. Well, that was a real tiebreaker.
I got to give it up. Wait, did he? I didn't think he had one.
Yeah, he's got one on.
Wait till he lowers the mic after he's done asking the question.
The problem is his chin extends down further than most.
Tining. He said reminding.
Reminding.
He fucked up.
Reminding.
He tried to go off book a little bit, like have a real moment, and he panicked.
He tried to get casual for a second.
Hey, guys, just checking out what's going on.
What do you think, reminding? He lost confidence halfway through the word.
Can we see that again, please?
What steps will your energy policy take to meet our energy needs, while at the same time remaining environmentally friendly and minimizing job loss for fossil power plant workers?
Mr. Trump, 2 minutes. Absolutely. I think it's such a great question.
Yeah, it is,
You're right.
Ken.
You're right.
Yeah, it is, Ken. Reminding. Oh, Ken.
And you put the paper down. Remind. Oh, no, I don't know how to say that word. Back up. He panicked a little.
By the way, that's how, that's what this election has done to people. Like, this election has made it so that, I was talking to Travis, to Teft about this earlier. We were Tefting about it. No, not that kind of Tefting, the other kind of Tefting.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That people are so sort of lost with this election that they're like, at least we have Kenneth Bone. At least Ken Bone has something.
Yeah, it's weird how you see a guy like that and it just makes it all okay.
It does.
It makes everything okay.
Well, Ken's got our back, I think.
He does.
They should make T-shirts, like the Jesus T-shirts, except it says Ken Bone is my homeboy.
Yeah, we could sell them.
Not we. They.
Oh.
No, we don't need to make. They should make T-shirts that say Ken Bone is my homeboy. I've seen so many Photoshops, by the way.
Yeah, you knew Ken Bone was a star immediately.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's... First of all, I've gotten more Welcome to the Bone Zone memes than I know what to do with. Because in the Bone Zone, we always wear a tie. Okay? In the Bone Zone, a white tie on a white shirt is just kind of what you do. Somebody is advocating that Ken Bone get the empty seat on the Supreme Court.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? This guy's asking the right questions.
They're very accurately comparing him to some guy from Toy Story 2. We'll go to the Tef box for comment on that because he's the only loser who still watches those cartoons.
It's one of the most successful animated films of all time.
It really is. I would be on the outside for not seeing it.
Wow.
I love Ken Bone.
Yeah, me too. I'd put out a meme too.
What was yours?
Ken Bone, I like sucking peckers.
You do? Like you?
No, Ken said that for his mem.
Oh, for his what?
That's fun.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, Ken Bone has been everywhere, and the moment of the whole debate for me, and I don't know, you were saying that they were giving everybody disposable cameras.
Yes, I think so, because they all had them.
And I believe you.
Anyone with one.
They all had them.
But regardless,
all of them had them at the end.
Regardless, it doesn't. It's still for me doesn't take anything away from my moment where Ken Bone stands up, and the audience is all exiting. and Ken Bone pulls out a disposable camera and he was waiting to get this shot. He was, you know how you have to hit the button on the disposable camera, you have to hold it to get the flash working? It goes, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, vaguely.
Ken was holding that button, and he was getting ready because he had to have his flash on, because the minute the debate ends, look at him. He turns around and he's got his flash. See, every bit about it is perfect for me. I could watch this all day. He walks over. He takes a photo with the disposable camera by himself. Everybody else is gone. He takes a photo by himself of the empty debate table, flashes on, and then look at him. This is my favorite part. He winds it. You see him winding it with his right hand?
He's going to take another photo.
Oh, yeah,
he got a picture with Clinton. I watched at the end. They were taking pictures with everyone. They were taking pictures. None of them. Bill Clinton was the last one to leave. Trump left first. They took some photos. Go back to the end. You can see they all have disposable cameras.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but you know what? Nobody handles it the way Ken Bone handles
Everyone
it.
was like, what the fuck is this?
And by the way, I bet Ken Bone brought that from home.
Don't need one?
Yeah, no thanks. Some of us came prepared. And then he elbows the guy next to him. Yeah, Ken Bone is like a professional with that disposable camera.
The Ken Bone on Twitter.
This is great. Ken Bone, the Ken Bone on Twitter, tweeted a photo of Ken Bone shaking Bill Clinton's hand. And the caption is, Bill says, "Hi, I'm Bill Clinton." Ken Bone
you
says,
didn't do it right. You had to do an impression.
all right, so let me be Ken, you be, okay.
Hi, I'm Bill Clinton.
Ken Bone?
I grab her pussy.
No, that's not the joke.
Oh, sorry.
Can we do it again?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Bill Clinton.
Ken Bone.
They used to call us Billary.
It's not the joke that's on Twitter. It's right there. You just read it.
Okay.
Like, if not, I don't need you to ad-lib.
All right.
Because why would he say they used to call us Billary?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Okay.
Hi! I'm Bill Clinton.
From the top. You can't go.
Hi, I'm Bill Clinton.
Ken Bone.
I fucked Paula Jones in the mouth.
Bill, you shouldn't be yelling that. She's in the room tonight.
Oh.
She's in the room. Don't yell it. You ready to do one more? You can get it right? It's right there. You don't have to come up with anything. I'll take that as a yes. Go for it.
Hi, I'm Bill Clinton.
Ken Bone.
My wife's eating more pussy than I have.
Didn't they say, isn't there a quote in one of the WikiLeaks things or something that it says?
Yes, there is.
Did Bill say that, or did somebody say?
Someone's alleging he said that.
That Hillary's eaten more pussy than Bill has? Jennifer Flowers said it. Jennifer Flowers said Hillary's eaten more pussy than Bill has.
I think she said Bill said that.
Oh,
she was quoting Bill.
Yes.
Wait, let's do the guy. I apologize for messing it up. This is him talking to who?
You still want to do the Ken Bone joke?
I just think that we did it wrong.
Pull it back up, please. Pull up the tweet again, please. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Bill Clinton.
Ken Bone.
You look like Roland.
Who's Roland?
Ken Bone.
You really think Ken Bone looks like Roland?
Without a mustache? Of course he does. Hi, are we going to have George Bush is going to be... Yes, he does.
I see it. But I really feel like...
Fathead.
I feel like it's D-Bag. Like, if D-Bag started balding and grew a mustache, he would look a lot like Ken Bone.
No, he looks much more like Roland. Take the mustache and glasses off him. He's Roland.
I guess, like a white Roland.
D-Bag too, though, yeah.
D-Bag has it.
Yeah.
There's definitely a Ken Bone.
Roland's head shape, though.
It's round like Roland's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big dopey head.
Ken Bone. He's a complete... I wonder how he feels about his newfound internet fame.
He probably loves it.
You think so?
How could you not? It's fun.
But do you think he knows that the reason
holding the mic with his little chubby hands?
you know, it is possible to not love it, because the reason he's famous is because everybody's mocking him.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, this guy looks like a complete asshole. like You know, when the whole world, we live in an anti-bully culture, and when you stand up on television and the whole world goes, oh my God, who's that asshole? You might be like, oh, why me? Why would you say that about me?
Yeah.
You know, that's not the kindest thing in the world. Did you think, flat out, because you didn't say, because you said that you like them both.
Yeah.
Which is your fucking wishy-washy answer to every debate so far. Do you think
But I really have. I can't pick a clear winner.
Look, you're a sweet boy.
Thank you.
And you're a people person, and you like these people. You just like that everybody's out there doing their thing, is what you said.
No, I can't. Every time I think one of them says something that really floors the other one, I kind of like the response the other person gives.
Walking out of the debate, who do you think...
I thought Trump won the debate.
Okay.
Absolutely. I said that before.
Okay.
I thought Trump won the debate. But she came off as a personality better than I thought she would.
She's not doing poorly.
No.
At all.
Because I couldn't stand listening to her talk for a long time. And these last two debates, I've enjoyed listening to her talk. And when she's talking, a couple times I've been like, shut up. But it hasn't been this visceral ugh that I always had for her.
There's a couple things. Number one, I think that Trump had a lot to come back from because of the fucking tapes with Billy Bush.
Yeah.
Bushy, I mean. And if you can come back from that, you've benefited a lot more, you know what I'm saying, than if you just started at the same place.
But if there's a tape of him saying nigger, if they have him saying that, I mean, I can't think of a context where that's not going to wreck him.
I can't think of a context where a presidential candidate goes, whether they like it or not, I'm going to grab him by the pussy because I'm famous. Yeah, like, that should wreck somebody.
It's embarrassing. It's more embarrassing. Like, when you think of it, like, I don't even care that he said it. It is embarrassing that there might be tape of the president saying that.
Yeah, I'm famous, so I can grab a woman by the pussy. I can do whatever I want.
But then again, it's nowhere near as bad as a lot of them have done, so.
No, you're right. You're right. It's just you don't have them on audio saying it.
Yeah.
I also think that Hillary got hammered in the things that we pointed out. Like, there were a couple of moments where she really got fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And I think that she didn't, like, Donald benefited a little bit more. Like, he recovered a little bit, and Hillary didn't recover from the lying thing at all. Like, she did not come across this as less of a liar. Also, I caught and maybe this was just me, I caught a vibe that, ooh, that's right. I just was like, hey,
I caught a vibe.
You know
what, playing your fucking acoustic guitar, flower in your hair?
Just trying to catch a vibe in here, man.
Wish it was a virus.
The AIDS vibe.
That'd be it.
But it felt like, this thing came out, right? This thing with Donald talking about grabbing pussies. And I know. And when Hillary realized that Donald doesn't fuck around, and if he was going to go down, because I figured that's the strategy. He's like, I'm either going to recover or I'm going to go down even harder. But if I go down, I'm going to burn the world as I go. Mm-hmm. And so when she realized he's holding a press conference with these four women, like, that's fucking crazy. That's a lunatic thing to do. Nobody has ever thought that that would be acceptable. When she realizes he's going out to all stops, she better hope that there's no N-word tape that comes out.
But is there anything else that he could drop on that he's waiting on?
I'm sure there is.
Like what? What could there possibly be? That was the one he probably wanted to pull out later, but he had to now because of this tape.
I'll bet there's plenty of Hillary Clinton. Hill Clinton is what I call her. Hillary Clinton skeletons in the closet. And Donald Trump, if he comes out with a tape where he is using the dreaded N-word, then he's going to hit Hillary back so hard that he'll either...
That her fucking tits fall off.
No.
That's hard.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Gonna knock her so hard her ankles break.
No. He's not going to physically hit her.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I meant argumentatively. Figuratively. But he's going to hit her back so hard that either he'll go down, in a blaze of glory, or it'll be scorched earth,
Let's take a break. It's 9:30.
You ready?
Yeah, we talked for a long time.
Well, the debate's a big story.
I understand. There was a lot of funny shit.
Oh, so good.
it was fun.
So good. We also have Mia Isabella coming in.
Yeah. Lange got married. Lange is a publicist who brings us a lot of delightful guests.
Yes.
So congratulations to Lange.
Mia Isabella in the past has claimed relationships with celebrities.
And I have mixed reviews on mixed feelings about outing people like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. She's talked about publicly She's talked about Colin Kaepernick, and who was the other one that I just read this morning?
Jim Norton?
Huh?
Tyga.
You didn't know that?
I read it this morning, and then but she's talked about that publicly, so I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. But she's a very, very famous trans adult performer. I know you're a fan, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk to her after this. I also want to find out how D.C. went. Did you? I do. Before we move on completely from Trump, after the break or something, we should play the De Niro video.
Oh, Bob chimed in.
Yeah, Bob chimed in. I know your buddy Bob.
Yeah, my buddy Bob chimed in. And I'm going to be in Reno this Saturday if you want to come out. This is my first trip to Reno.
Yeah. Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, never marry a wop!
You going to make any stops while you're in Reno?
You know what? Wow, it's funny. I should call then. I've never been to the Bunny Ranch. Maybe I will.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I'll go out there and get my fucking prick sucked.
Okay.
What do you think? Head out there?
Yeah, that's one thing you could do.
Pricks.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts after this.
More Jim Norton and Sam Roberts after this. Back to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Dum dee. That really annoys people when I do that.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, in the car.
Welcome back. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. You can follow us along across all social media platforms at Jim and Sam Show. Jim and Sam Show on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can also, we will continue. Adrian, you make sure D-Bag is doing it regularly, but he was doing a good job this weekend of tweeting out videos constantly so that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel where we put up everything that we do on the show.
So far, nobody's watching our videos.
Well, there's a few.
Okay.
But we're starting from scratch.
That is true.
Across the social media platforms.
We should have. It's a new show.
So but come with us on the journey, everybody.
Yeah, we should start from scratch.
Also, I'll be on I'll be on Red Eye tonight. On Fox News at 3 a.m. So set your DVRs.
You're going to be so tired tomorrow, man.
Yeah, they tape.
Oh.
It's not live.
Okay.
You've done the show before. You would know.
I'm just being cheeky.
No, I know. It's not funny, though.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is so.
So set your DVRs. 3 a.m. tonight, I will be on Fox News Red Eye. And yeah, we're waiting on Mia Isabella.
Yeah, we don't know where she is.
In the meantime, the homie Milo Yiannopoulos is trying to buy 4chan.
Well, he's with a backer. I mean, he's. I read a little bit about that. He's, I guess, the face of it, and there's somebody backing it. I wonder how much 4chan would sell for. Like, I have no concept of how much.
No, I don't know what the bid was. I don't think 4chan is for it necessarily. It's just, it's funny that he would, because 4chan, like, nobody really thinks of it as this economic thing. It's more of this slightly underground grouping of people. So the fact that Milo wants to bring it forward and just buy it outright.
Well, this seems like publicity because...
No, Jim, it's Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't think he's just doing it for publicity.
What?
Anything.
What do you mean?
I was being sarcastic because almost everything that Milo does is specifically for publicity.
Well, no, I mean just because the announcement's coming before they approach. Like,
right.
if they approached it, I would go maybe, but they're saying they're planning on approaching. So you're not supposed to announce that you're going to do it before you approach the guy.
Right. Yeah, no, I doubt that he'll actually buy 4chan.
How much would it say? My 4chan. Remember the honeymooners?
No, I don't.
My fortune.
Right, yeah, no. It would probably cost a 4chan.
How great would it be if a fire just broke out in the studio right now? Like at the door. We're both trapped in here.
But yeah, now Milo's so good at just getting people stirred up and getting people to report on him.
Yeah.
Whatever bullshit he's planning.
Have you met? I don't think I know him. I don't think I've ever met him.
Yeah. I had him on the Night Show. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just because everybody gets people so fired up. Like people get so pissed because he just says he's very controversial.
Yeah.
He says his position is that to him, feminism is worse than cancer. You know, like he thinks like being infected with feminism, he'd rather be infected by cancer than have feminism.
Oh. I don't know if I agree with cancer. Is very dangerous.
No, that's actually a great point that nobody's brought up.
Thank you.
Yiannopoulos said, as a free speech fundamentalist and a student of internet culture, I appreciate how fragile and precious the 4chan ecosystem is and how much it gives to the wider internet, even if some of the corners of it don't always approve of me very much.
Such as Paul. What is Paul? Politics?
Politics, yeah. Well, they a lot of them make comments about Milo Yiannopoulos for being a Jew.
Is he Jewish? I would have thought he was Greek.
They make fun of him. I don't know if he's actually a Jew, but they say they call him. They make fun of him for being a Jew and his homosexuality.
Is he gay? Okay, I did that.
I'm quite sure he's not Jewish,
okay.
But I'm quite sure he is very much a homosexual man.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of sexualities that run across the gamut of this, run across the spectrum of things, ladies and gentlemen, look who is about to enter into the studio. The wonderful Mia Isabella is here. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, Mia.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Oh. Is it tough to get around New York today because of the parade?
I think they had a couple of the streets blocked off.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
At first.
Do you celebrate Columbus Day? Do you celebrate Christopher Columbus?
Let me wake up before I start answering questions.
Right.
So I don't make the mistake of saying something
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
No, I don't celebrate it, but there's not a particular reason why.
Just because it's yeah.
Because it's not something that I think about all the time. Like, oh, it's Columbus Day's coming up. Yay.
I only think about it when I'm getting fucked in traffic. Like today, like why is this happening? The street's blocked. Oh, it's Columbus Day.
Right.
Oh, that's why.
So what do you got going on, Mia?
Oh gosh, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well,
I'm not going to take your word for it. You're going to have to.
We're going to launch my own show soon, podcast that I'm going to start on, and hopefully the goal is to work with SiriusXM one day and have my own in-studio show.
Oh, yeah. What's the premise of the podcast?
Since We're Being Honest is
the
name of the show, and it's really my way of being able to actually address a lot of different misunderstandings, relationship situations in the media, my life, and representing my community, LGBT, trans people especially.
How did trans people take to you? Are you somebody that
they like me? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I thought you meant
well, you're just a great customer, Jim. But
everyone loves him.
Yeah. The trans community loves Jim because he pays into the community so well.
I certainly do. They call me the college fund.
Oh, Lord.
But how do they take to you? Do they hold you in high esteem or not?
I have a lot of friends in this industry. I've grown up in the industry as a young adult with trans people in the trans adult industry. So I've got to know a lot of people's personal stories, their real lives, their careers as well. So I'd say I have a lot of friends in the industry that respect me for sure.
Does it surprise you? Because I always find you hear about it more with celebrities, but if it's happening with celebrities, it's happening with civilians. You're just not hearing about it. The amount of people who this is what they like. They get off on a trans woman, but in public they'll be very anti-trans. They won't talk about it. If anything, they'll be discriminatory about it.
So
isn't it amazing how often it happens though?
I was amazed in my own personal situation once, but because that person that I was involved with actually never was a secret in Hollywood. Like we hung out publicly all the time.
So what surprised you?
Well, when it became like a big media fuss, then it was more like, oh God, we should be quiet now. You know what I mean? But I guess that was because people have their teams and lawyers and advising them in the ways that they feel it's appropriate to handle situations.
Oh, so the minute people started becoming aware of stuff, all of a sudden it's not really...
When it was spent negatively.
Right, I see.
Then it was like, oh God, we should probably be quiet now. I'm like, oh, 3 years later.
And that's when publicists and people get involved as opposed to...
management, attorneys.
I don't know, why is it a crisis though? Like, who cares? Like, I don't know why they consider it a crisis.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal.
It's odd, especially now, because it's really not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's newsworthy. But it's not like this stigmatizing thing that stops.
I don't even think
career.
It's newsworthy. Like, in the sense of like, all right, this is who you date. Like, it's only newsworthy if you're dating somebody who's like underage. You know what I mean? Like when Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin, that's newsworthy.
You consider that newsworthy?
I don't understand why they obsess over it though.
Well, look,
coming from me, that's saying something.
You're obsessed with whoever celebrities you're dating, regardless. So if it turns out that there's some kind of extra thing or gift or kink or whatever it is.
That's very true.
Like it is something that you're at least curious about.
So were you asked?
Can I get you to hold this?
Can you get me to hold?
Ted.
Ted.
Snapchat.
Oh, when
Jim
you
was
said,
like, I'm a little busy.
Snapchat.
Yeah, when you said, can I ask you to hold this?
Oh, God. You see his eyes got big. He's like, oh, yeah.
I didn't know who Ted was.
Just hold the button until it's done.
All right. Hi,
Yeah.
Ted.
Hi, Ted.
Who are you, Ted?
He's a photographer. He's a security. He's a driver. He's been with Lainey for like 12 years.
Oh, you work with Lainey. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I see.
Where's Lainey? She's fucking around on her honeymoon?
Yeah, she is.
I would hope that that's what she's doing.
I wouldn't
on her
know. I wasn't
honeymoon.
invited to the wedding.
Is that right?
I'm very, very upset.
I was actually shocked to not see you there.
Yeah, I was not invited.
You know what it probably is? She probably doesn't value you as a human.
You know, I wasn't going to phrase it like that, but you know, when you think of it, that probably is what it comes down to.
But I get that.
Yeah.
Why she wouldn't?
I don't. Though.
You know? Oh, you don't?
No, I'm a very good wedding person.
She invites him to a lot of stuff, so it's kind of odd that I didn't.
I know.
Who all was there? I know Lisa and my friend Lisa Ann was there.
Yes, Lisa was there. Aaliyah Janine, Rochelle Ryan was there.
A lot of porn people.
Well, not a lot of us, but there were a few. You know,
Yeah.
she's had a lot of clients. So.
You know who wasn't?
Who?
Me.
The kid.
Right.
That's the no weddings kid.
Yeah, exactly.
No invitations kid in the
That's
house.
the sit around by yourself on Sunday.
Yeah, enjoy the debate. You got no other plans.
You got nothing else to do. Very upset by this. I like a good wedding.
You do?
I do. I enjoy going to weddings.
Because you went to my wedding, but you didn't you don't get up and dance and do all that.
I do so.
You don't do wedding activities.
Yes, I do.
You just sit at the table.
I slow dance.
With who?
Whoever wants to slow dance
No,
with
you
me.
don't.
I'm very romantic.
You did not slow dance once.
That's not true.
Who did you slow dance with?
My date.
I didn't see you.
I did. I can't fast dance, but I can slow dance. I'm a very good romantic slow dancer.
Are you?
Yeah. I'll put my face in your neck.
You will?
Make this sound.
That's kind of creepy. Don't ever do that.
Do you like slow
Women
dancing?
like that.
Do you like slow dancing, Mia?
I actually didn't slow dance at the wedding.
You didn't?
I was her, I guess, maid of honor, or bridesmaid, one of her bridesmaids. But I was dressed in white. She wanted me in white with white flowers, and I didn't actually have time to do anything fun because I was trying to watch her at all times and do anything she needed me to do.
Do the right thing by her. Do you slow dance though? In general?
I don't really think so. I'm a twerker. I'm a twerkaholic.
Where is she honeymooning?
They're going to drive up the coast through Maine and take a little adventure.
Okay. Through Connecticut? That's a terrible honeymoon.
Yeah, the coast. This coast?
Oh, no.
There's one out there on the west that's all sunny.
They got to go to the Pacific coast.
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach him to Snapchat on the fly right now, and he has no idea what he's doing.
No, it's fun
he's
to
just
watch.
He's like holding the phone and turning it towards everybody.
Yeah.
You got to press the button, Ted, and hold it down while while it's red.
And Ted's holding his wrist so his
See
arm
that
doesn't
little
get tired.
circle?
Oh, Ted.
No, Ted.
You hold it. Yeah, that's your recording. You hold it until it's done.
He's a photographer like
Thank
Ken
you.
Bone is a photographer.
Yeah, Ted has no idea what
He's great with a disposable camera.
Ted's panicking.
He winds. He's looking where you wind it.
He's falling apart.
I don't understand where you wind it. He's nervous.
So this is a new show for you.
Yeah. This is, Opie and I don't work together anymore.
Well, I got it that much.
Yeah, he's in the afternoon. It's new for him. It's new for me. Oh,
Yeah.
Adrian had to step in and help. He doesn't know what he's doing either.
Young buck.
Well, thank you, Adrian.
Of course.
Hi, everybody out there in Snapchat. Sirius
Trust me,
XM.
there's more people listening to this.
I would hope so.
So what exactly is one of the things that publicly you think that people got wrong? You're saying that there's all these stories that people got wrong.
Well, you know me. You've known me for a long time, and you've known a little bit about some of the drama and the different relationships. One of the most important things I never really publicly addressed in a major way was the relationship with Tyga and the Kardashian situation and how all that got spinned and turned around, and there was a lot of mistruths.
That became a huge story because
was outrageous.
all of a
was the
sudden,
mistruth? Yeah.
you get involved. So that for those that don't, like the public story
Yes.
was, and this is very brief, that Tyga was cheating on Kylie Jenner, right?
Mm-hmm.
With you.
Yes, and he was.
And well,
There you go. Today
right.
I said it.
And then they, whatever, and then it became a social media thing. And
But
all
that
this
really
stuff.
wasn't the whole subject of the situation. Someone was impersonating me on Instagram. They made like 20 different Instagram accounts, and they were threatening to release some sex tape, which doesn't exist to my knowledge because we never shot a sex tape. At least not aware of such a thing. And someone was threatening to extort to, release this sex tape if they didn't give this money. It was psycho. It was insane. The world was coming at me so hard. And I never addressed it because I didn't want to make any wrong decisions, say the wrong things. I really just wanted to protect him in every way that I could.
But let me ask you, did you out him?
No.
Okay. Because I'm saying people said you the out people.
As far as his lawyers were concerned, and what they told me, when they were working with my lawyers, and by the way, I was under strict settlement negotiation agreement or negotiation situation the entire time.
Settlement for?
They were trying to buy me in confidentiality. Okay. And I wouldn't agree to anything. I didn't want any money from him. I just wanted him to tell the truth so I could move forward with my life.
Let me ask you, when you say you wanted him to tell the truth, you wanted him to admit that you guys were together?
He didn't even have to admit that. I gave him a written statement and everything that he could have just done a joint statement saying that we were just friends. People just made up this salacious story and, standing up for, trans rights, simply saying, you shouldn't discriminate against my friend because we're friends, blah, blah, blah. I made it easy for him. But apparently he had already lied and said he didn't know me to whoever he was dealing with. But his attorneys and my attorneys know the truth.
But you didn't out him?
No, I didn't. As far as his attorneys said to me that his phone was hacked and the messages, they told the public the messages were not real. His penis pictures were real because those were released, but that his phone was hacked and they were trying to figure out who the hacker was. So I never outed anyone.
Wait, his phone was hacked? I don't know what you mean.
They said that the messages weren't real, that someone took either that he was hacked and someone took the nude pictures of him and released them, or that someone that he was seeing that wasn't me released the
like one of the fake accounts or whatever.
No, not the fake accounts. Someone else that he had dealt with before me, like a normal genetic girl.
I see.
That he had sent in confidence these pictures. Had released them or something of the sort.
Why is there so much embarrassment about it from these guys?
Well, the world did humiliate him. The world was attacking him, so I did understand at the time, and I was trying my best to be as cool as possible about it and be really protective of him.
But they didn't humiliate him. Like, why not just say, like, yeah, this is who I am, and this. If you get caught cheating, I get getting caught cheating stinks. No one, I've gotten caught. It's embarrassing. And
but I got caught too, though.
You were in a relationship?
I was in a relationship, so it was embarrassing for me, and my person was high profile more so than him. So that's another reason why I stayed quiet.
Who were you in a relationship with?
I will not tell you that.
What kind of job? You don't have to say what they did or who
I'm
they
not
were.
going to say that either because it's already some things are public. So it'll be easy to kind of connect the dots.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
Since I'm known as an outer, isn't that funny?
Right.
Yeah, but no,
I've never told.
People have said that, so I'm asking about it. Just because people have said, like, is there a part of you when you're with somebody like that who's really famous and goes like, "Fuck, I want people to know this"?
No, absolutely not. Because I'm a really private person in my real life, and I liked my privacy. I liked being able to be Mia in a certain situation, but be able to walk down the street just as a normal girl. I adore that. That's something that a lot of famous people don't. You can get that back. Once you become super high profile, you'll never be able to get that back.
So how did you end up hooking up or dating with all these famous people?
They contact me. They find me. I used to be a very well-known porn star, you know? So it's not that hard to find me and contact me or my publicist or different people. And they do that often. Wow. Even now, still, to this day.
And now, so you turn people down?
All the time.
Wow.
Especially after what I went through.
Yeah.
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 Are there any of them that just like, hey, I want to date publicly?
Yeah, the guys that I've dated were never, like, it wasn't a secret thing that we only met in the bedroom. Right. You know what I mean? We would hang out at parties. We would go to my friend's place. We had friends around. That's why another reason is that I stayed quiet, because there were a lot of people that had already been around us publicly, that had, even people had been in our bedroom together. And they were going to come out and start having their own little stories and their little scripts and storylines of my life. And I was like, no, I'm just going to be quiet so I don't get any more sensationalization. So that was not true.
So
I did not release anything.
Okay, so did you guys not settle anything? You had no legal settlement?
I didn't want a settlement with him. I didn't want any money from him. I just wanted my respect. I wanted the truth to be told. I didn't have to even say that we weren't having a sexual relationship or anything of the sort. I just wanted my name to be untainted that way. That's all I asked for.
Explain the sex tape thing to me. So
it's when somebody videotapes you fucking.
I understand.
Oh,
yes. But like, so he thinks that you're trying to sell this thing, but wouldn't he know that it didn't exist because you never shot one?
Well, years ago, I had a roommate, Capri Anderson was her name.
Okay.
We became friends. We were shooting a pilot for a show here in New York, and I ended up moving to L.A. We ended up becoming really good friends. We ended up being roommates. And during some argument that we had, and she had met him before. He'd been over her house many times, hung out, drinking, smoking, just relaxing. She had a little security camera in the house, which I didn't know. And when she was angry one day, she was like she was going to go through this camera and release footage of us. When she made that threat years ago, I contacted him immediately. And we came up with how we would handle a situation like this if it ever arose.
I see.
How were you going to handle it if it arose?
How we were going to handle it, we were going to simply say that we were just friends.
Okay.
And that, you know, we worked together through the fashion sense because I actually have a fashion entity and business before I was ever in porn.
Oh, it wasn't sex footage, it was just you guys sitting there.
Well, no, that she had threatened that she had footage, whatever the footage might have been, and that she was going to release something. But there wasn't any footage, and you know how I know there wasn't any fucking footage? Because when I found the camera, I put something in front of it. So anytime that he would come and hang out with me, that I would put a card or something in front of that house.
Where was the camera?
Somewhere in the living room. So I would always put something in front of it.
Was it facing the couch?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. See, I have a security camera in my house too, and it aims at the front door only. Meaning, if people come in when I'm not there, there's footage of it, but it doesn't go beyond the first foot of the front door.
Well, it was facing from the living room towards the front door, where the couch was in one of the.
But it's one of those things where you're getting You're purposely getting the house because you want to capture what's going on, and like there's ways to do a security camera where. Like, you know, literally, you only get the front door.
Of course.
If you walk into my house, there's a video. And then it ends 1 foot in.
Right.
Like, that's it. It's it's in case I'm away and somebody comes in, I can see who comes in my house. But there's nothing private captured.
Right. Well, there was never a sex tape. There was never, like, to my knowledge, I've never seen any footage of he and I together.
And I would imagine that by now it would have been out.
Of course.
Right.
People were trying to sell this fake sex tape that did not exist. All the media was freaking out really over that. Once they saw penis pictures, sex tape, trans, it was like...
It's a great story.
And then a Kardashian. And you throw that in and it's like, oh my God, it's a sensationalized situation.
Yeah.
And it was extremely frightening. But like I said, hashtag Since We're Being Honest, my new show coming soon. I'll be answering all kinds of stuff like this and telling the absolute truth because obviously being quiet for everyone else's benefit didn't do me any justice in my life. So it's time
Has
to
it hurt you, though, being quiet for their benefit?
Yes, it destroyed a lot of my credibility. It destroyed a lot of business opportunities that I had and a lot of relationships with people that trusted me and cared for me and thought that some of this stuff might have been true.
And people's biggest fear, I guess, with this is being outed. It's really weird how the biggest fear...
Don't do something you don't want to get caught doing. That's simple.
That's true. I mean, we all do it on some level, but the biggest fear people have is this shame, like being ashamed about stuff.
Somebody
like that's going to make me feel ashamed. And when you walk it through logically, what's the worst that can happen if people know?
Well, here's the thing.
They just look at you and go, oh, that's what that person likes.
Once you tell the truth, no one can hurt you with it.
Yeah.
But you've got Tyga, who's a rapper, who and in hip hop and in that entire community, it's way
taboo,
bigger of a deal.
Why don't they cut it out
than anywhere else? Or even like if it's an athlete, you go into a locker room, it's a way bigger
percentage of black culture and hip hop culture love trans people, and that
do they?
Oh yeah. So it was very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the part of me is like, why do you care? And I hate seeing people outed because it's like, you know, like we were going to interview a woman who had dated an Olympian, and she was outing him about like, oh, he was my. And
you didn't want to.
We had her booked, and then we canceled her. What's that?
Fuck that bitch, by the way. I know who she is.
But we canceled her.
And she wasn't dating him. She fucked him once.
Maybe, but I still didn't like that she was... I mean, this has been a bigger story before we got to it, but I didn't like that she was just mentioning him and outing. I was like,
right. And she was actually like owning. She was like, no, I am going out in public because I'm going to out him. This is what I'm doing now.
And
this is my business.
And that's how you can tell that person didn't have high morals or any kind of real care for that person ever.
Right. Whereas you are sitting there going like, this becomes a story, it becomes a public thing, and when it becomes a public thing, not by your doing, you start getting lied about. So you've got no other option than to come forward and say, no, all right, fine, here's the story. I wasn't going to say it. Here's the story.
Even a year later, every time I turn around, there's like Google alerts and there's all kinds of people putting out articles. Like even a year later when I'm not doing anything, no press for it, not discussing it whatsoever, I'm constantly being tagged and dragged and stuff. So it's like, okay.
But it has raised your profile. On some level, you have to like it because it's like, they're not saying you're a shitty person.
How did it benefit me at all?
When you become...
Financially destroyed me. Personal relationships. The person that I was actually in love with, I had to walk away from.
Why?
Because I didn't want that to happen to him. I didn't want him to be publicly shamed like that. I didn't want him to experience what that felt like for the other person.
But why public shaming if the person is open about, meaning if you're dating someone and you're dating that person and all of a sudden, hey, you both like each other and you're dating, where's the shame in it?
I get it. When you have a major contract, when you have endorsements, when you have other things going on in life, I am understanding to the idea that society has not completely accepted us.
You got to
So
protect a brand.
I'm very understanding to those things. You know what I mean? I definitely took those things into consideration. And it wasn't that we were particularly cheating. We had been seeing each other for a few years. But I believe during the time that he had started dating this girl, and he didn't tell me anything about her.
You talking about Tiger right now?
Yeah. We had at least spent a couple of times together during the time, depending on when they started dating.
Right.
I was seeing him since 2013 until right before all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
And then I found out. So
How'd you meet?
How we meet? He contacted me through one of his friends when I went to one of the concerts and asked to see me.
It's amazing how often that happens, and that's the way it happens, and then, like...
See, that's a different message. I just took, like, wow, it must be cool to be a rapper.
You just start rhyming words in your head going, maybe I can make a career out of this.
Yeah.
But I wasn't angry at him. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't angry at him. I didn't feel like he was a bad guy. I still don't. People just mishandled the situation. A lot of people didn't know the truth, so whoever were doing their job for him obviously didn't know any of the true details of the situation. So they just thought, someone's bucking with him, let's take her down.
Yeah.
So I tried to understand that, but then at the same time, I have your lawyer and my lawyer discussing things every single day for a month or more, and you're telling me to be quiet.
Who mentioned it first?
Who mentioned what?
The whole thing.
The whole situation? I have no idea. It was released to, the text messages and pictures were released to someone, and it ended up in somebody's blogs and articles, and it just spread like wildfire. I woke up to my Instagram literally blowing up. That's how I found out.
So you didn't release the text messages?
No. It's still to this day, I have asked them to say that publicly numerous times. They knew that I did not release anything. There's no proof or no such thing because it didn't happen from me. They were saying that his phone was hacked or someone else released the stuff. So how the hell did I release anything? By that basic truth and statement that his attorney said it was sent from someone else, that nude picture. If that's the case, from my text messages, how the hell did I release them? If you're saying that I didn't do it off the top. But they didn't make it a big deal. They kind of just threw that tidbit in really quickly.
And you'd have to imagine, like, if they knew that you released it, you would have been sued like crazy by now, right?
Of course.
Yeah. The fact that you haven't been is probably the most...
There's nothing they could have done to me.
Right. Right. Who are you going to do the podcast with? Do you have a...
I haven't decided exactly yet. I have a couple of people that have offered me opportunities to work with them. But I think one of my co-hosts to start with is going to be Al Roker Jr., who works with Mancow, the Mancow Show.
Okay.
To give that kind of male
Al Roker's
perspective.
son?
I don't think that's his son.
Probably
Maybe it is.
Unless it's a character name.
Is he black or white?
He's black. He works with Mancow. He's worked with him for a long time. Could be his son.
Okay, I'm thinking of
I worked with him with Fox. I worked with him with Mancow when Mancow was with Fox, and now with his show that he does with the
I
rock
think you meant
station.
the newscaster, Al Roker's son.
It's probably a character name.
How stupid am I?
Mancow was probably like, you look like Al Roker, I'm going to call you Al Roker Jr.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You see?
That might be his radio
Smart.
name.
They're just putting the pieces
You better be
together.
glad you've got this guy.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be his son.
I think
His
you'll
name's
have a
Al
great
Roker.
perspective.
That's Al Roker Jr.
I thought that was his real name.
I think it'll be a great perspective for a male perspective.
I don't know.
He's worked with him so long, and he's going to be a little bit brash, more than I would normally be. So I feel like it'll be a great.
Where are you going to tape? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a Chicago person.
I'm back in Chicago.
Okay.
And it'll be interesting.
Okay.
It should be fun.
Yeah.
I get to address a lot of stuff. And
what are you going to do? Like,
I'm going to bring proof on. I'm going to discuss a lot of different things.
Are you going to bring proof? Give an example of something you're going to bring proof on about.
They're just going to have to tune in.
Well, you have to get them to trust me. They'll listen if they know what they're going to hear.
You'll find out then.
How many stories are there? Like, are you just going to do, like, are you going to be able to do, like, a whole bunch of podcasts
It's not even just about that. Like I said, I want to address some things and some truths, but more than anything, I want to talk about the lifestyle. I want to talk about, like you said, the relationship situations that trans people deal with and their personal stories. I want to delve into a lot of different people's backgrounds, and it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, starting when?
Because girls are going to tell me a lot of things they wouldn't tell.
Starting when?
We're going to start shooting it in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. So now do you think the girls are going to be going on just outing people?
well, I would hope not, because that's not the premise of my show. I want you to be honest, and I want you to feel like you can do whatever you feel the need to do and express yourself, but I don't think that a lot of girls are going to come on there just to drop their celebrity names.
But if they do?
That'll be their story to tell.
Okay.
It's their prerogative.
It's their prerogative. It's how you handle things, how you handle it.
Oh, there's going to be a long line. There is going to be a long fucking line.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're right.
A long line.
The other name that you get linked up with a lot, and it's especially been happening more because he's been in the news, is Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you're going to be addressing on the podcast? Is there a story to address there?
I'll take my time with that.
Yeah.
That's somebody that I respect extremely.
You actually have
care for extremely. I think is an incredible person. The braveness that he's showing now, I admire, and I feel like I maybe had something to do with making him feel bold enough to be the kind of person he's become lately.
How did you do that?
We had a great friendship, great connection, and we talked a lot. I'll say that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I have a lot of friends. No one ever inspired me to not stand during the national anthem.
I'm working on it.
Well,
I've had a few that would inspire me to kneel.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
No, I do get linked to him a lot because during the Tyga situation, someone saw some kind of social media.
By the way,
footprints.
I should point out something that you were like, okay, I had this plan with Tyga, and it
right,
was
and I just
if we ever got exposed, we would just tell everybody that we were really good friends.
Oh, shit.
And then I was like, hey, what about Colin Kaepernick? And you're like, well, I'll say we're just really good friends. I'm like, okay, well, that kind of explains that one away.
You can take it how you want it, I guess.
Right.
I'm probably turning red now, aren't I?
No.
It's okay.
You look very comfortable.
Yeah.
You look very confident in your assertion.
But you think you inspired him to be bold?
He inspired me. I think even during the situation that I was going through, this was a person who made sure to keep in contact with me and made sure to kind of just make me feel like I could stand up to anything. And I think it was probably an important moment. I think even during the situation that I was going through, this was a person who made sure to keep in contact with me and made sure to kind of just make me feel like I could stand up to anything. And I think it was probably an important moment for him as well to see how the world was reacting to me and how people were kind of just really trashing me and how I was still trying my best to stand as tall and represent and protect people. I was at a really extremely low point. I was frightened.
Is that because it was after the Tyga stuff was
I was
happening?
Frightened during the Tyga. I mean, I was so afraid of what was happening. I didn't know what was going on. Like I said, when you're dealing with crisis management people contacting you and attorneys and PR people and all the media, like every show out there. I'm on TMZ. I'm on I see all this stuff happening, and I'm just like, what in the world is going on? Anybody that I've ever met, even from kindergarten, was trying to contact me. It was just not a fun time for me, and I almost gave up.
Did the lawyer threaten you?
They couldn't really threaten me. Well, they threatened Lange. They threatened her. In the beginning, they threatened her if she released any statements on my behalf to protect my brand and my name, that they were going to sue her for millions of dollars, for basically shut the fuck up. And once they said that to her and I saw those emails, I was like, okay, you fucked with the wrong one. Now I'm going to do a press conference, because you don't threaten my people. You don't threaten my friends. You don't do stuff like that. And then they started to understand that I wasn't going to be pushed around. And then they came let's try to buy her silence, which he should have known that wouldn't have worked for me. He's known me for years. He knows bullying does not do anything but piss me off. He knows that I didn't need the money. You know, like, what was I gonna... you're already labeling me an extortionist, okay? You're letting it out there in the public eye that I am having a hold of this sex tape and I'm trying to extort someone that I care about. So you're already letting that be flown around in the media and spin so that I'm the villain, or the villain. And then privately you're trying to, please, I'll do anything, just help us out, just follow whatever we want you to do. And I'm like, why would I do that after you're out there publicly tainting my name?
And that's what he wants you to do. It's like, just agree with us tainting your name.
Yes,
so that way I'll look good.
I was being extorted.
Right. Right.
Essentially.
So that's when Colin helps you out so much.
He just gave me confidence that I didn't have during that time. Like, he was still a friend and wasn't afraid to still contact me and wasn't afraid to check on me and wasn't afraid to give me some inspiration and wisdom and just telling me that he was proud of me and how I was handling it and that I wasn't that girl out there outing someone.
Did you find that certain people contacted you because they just wanted to make sure that their secret was safe? did you get certain people? I don't
think they would feel like their secret would have been safe at that time when people were saying that I was doing all these horrible things. I don't think anybody would have felt safe at that time.
Did anybody like from your past call you and be like, "You're not"?
No, because everybody that knows me knows that I'm not capable of doing things like that.
You're not going to do stuff.
It's just
like
not who I am.
Yeah.
I've been in the industry for 12 years. These are not the only high-profile people that have been in my life.
Do you ever
trust me?
When you're talking to whether it's a rapper like Tyga or an athlete like Colin?
Fuck all that. I've had billionaires that I've dated. I've dated royalty before. I've dated a prince before. Like, why would
Rupert Murdoch, right? Rupert Murdoch?
You dated Prince?
No. Here goes the next story.
Yeah.
No, I never dated Prince. I've dated a prince before. I've dated extremely. I like
Greta Van Susteren.
I like wealthy with discretion.
Yeah.
I usually don't prefer people with that kind of public notoriety, paparazzi chasing them down. I don't like that.
Do you have conversations with them? Do they talk to you and say, like, you know, this is amazing, but if anybody ever found out about this, or
no, I'd be creeped out and I wouldn't want to fuck with them. If you're ashamed of me or make me feel weird in any way, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Right,
If
and
anything,
that's why
you're
it comes
the weirdo to me now.
Right.
Now I'm uncomfortable with you.
Yeah.
That's why it comes as such a shock when, like, it all turns against you and you're like, what the fuck? We were all having a good time.
All right.
Right. I understand.
It was just a very interesting time, but it did inspire me to do this show and want to come.
Our show?
My
Thank
show.
you.
Oh.
But yes, you too.
We felt good about it.
Anytime.
I thought Colin Kaepernick had inspired you to do our show.
Oh, no.
That was nice.
So wait, it's going to be a
That'd be a great thing to
podcast that you videotape?
I would like to, yes. We're going to film it, and like I said, just kind of give me some practice to eventually be able to do my own show so I could be like Jim Norton one day. When I grow up.
Jim Norton, what, failing miserably?
With the serious sex show, not the other stuff. By the way, that salad stuff is ridiculously hilarious.
Have you been watching
thank you very much.
What the hell is he doing?
I'm trying to get that picked up by NBC. There's a few networks have showed interest in Salad with Jim.
What networks have shown interest?
Why would I say that
with
now?
Salad with Jim, you guys better give me a fucking show.
Salad with Jim is really good. It's intriguing. It's mysterious.
I want to promise something to you, Mia. Nobody has shown. You're the only person who's shown any interest in
That's not
Salad
true.
with
I'll
Jim.
show you the emails.
Nobody has.
I'll show you the emails.
After the show
you have
sometime?
the emails, you have the proof.
Yeah, I do.
That's what I'm saying. People they don't understand when you have the emails, you have proof.
Oh, without a doubt. And they've asked me not to talk about it publicly, but I said, all right.
No, I mean, then congratulations on all your amazing success.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, they're really a hit.
It's just fantastic. Where are you going to do you're going to do the podcast in Chicago?
I'm going to do it in Chicago. We're looking through different studios to work with there. Like I said, really for me, it's a chance to have this kind of therapeutic way to just release a lot of things and heal.
You don't even need a studio, by the way. You can just do it.
They said from home I could do it and all that kind of stuff, but I want to do it in the studio. I want to really feel like I'm taking it very seriously because the goal is to one day do something like this on my own. So for me, this would be practice, but also it's going to be healing for me.
Right.
And it's going to be a way to, for other people like me, to be able to express themselves and to share their lives and their stories in a way that, like a girlfriend, like you would just tell your girlfriend things, you know?
When did you come out as trans?
I'm not.
First of all, I don't believe that. Second of all, I'm not asking you.
There was no coming out.
Yeah, Sam.
I knew at 5 years old.
You
and
did.
I lived my life accordingly from that time.
Sam is
So I
nodding
didn't have
knowingly.
to do a coming out thing.
Yeah, and your parents were like, this is you, this is you.
My father was very protective and allowed me to be able to, and he made everybody scared. If they bothered me in any way or made me feel uncomfortable being me, that there was going to be a serious problem. So
That's really amazing.
I was lucky. My mom, it took her a little while, but I've got to live my life this way.
Do you get brothers and sisters?
There's 15 of us.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
My mother has 5. I'm her eldest, and my father has 10 of his own.
Jesus.
God, your dad's a busy guy, huh?
He's still popping them out. Like, I have a 2-year-old brother.
You
It's
do?
like, my oldest sibling, I think, is like 40-something, and then I have like a 2-year-old brother.
So you never talk to your dad. You never go, so what are you doing? You pretty much know.
Oh, I always am like, what the hell are you doing? Like, every time I hear a news story about him, I'm just like, whatever. But I love him. He loves me. It's cool.
Do you get along with all of them? All 15?
Some of them we haven't met. but we know that they exist. Like I have twins that are my age around the same time, and then I have a brother who's my age around the same time. So some of them we haven't met yet. Those are the ones we haven't met, but I get along with pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest.
Loved.
Even if you didn't, I'd be okay with it because I don't know if there's 15 people in general that I get along with.
Right.
So forget about the fact that they're all you. How did you like? So your idea of what a family was when you were growing up was way left of center from the rest of us. Like from the beginning, it was like, no, it's kind of the whole deal is non-traditional.
It felt very traditional to me.
It just made sense to you.
It all made sense to me. It all felt very traditional. I grew up very traditionally. I grew up in the South of Tennessee. I was born in Chicago, but I was raised in the South with a big family, and we were very close. And we had, those traditional Southern values that you're raised with when you're raised down in Tennessee, in a place like that. So my upbringing was actually very traditional. I just wasn't the traditional element.
Right.
But everything else about my upbringing was traditional.
Were your mom and dad married or no?
Yes, they were.
They were at that time.
Was your dad having another family at the same time?
He was doing his thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Around the time after me. They had already been together for a while before me. And then after me, he went and did his,
So, at what age do you accept that, he's out doing his thing? Because most kids haven't figured out that sometimes, most adults haven't figured out that sometimes you just got to go do your thing.
I would hate to find out my dad was fucking the whole time. I
confused you guys a little bit because I forgot to add the element that the genetic father, I didn't meet until I was 18. My father that I grew up with and loved, that allowed me to grow up into myself, was a different person from the genetic father.
Where's the genetic father?
Now, there we go. Gotcha.
So
no, I wasn't raised thinking that my father was running around cheating on my mother because that wasn't happening.
Where's the genetic father?
He's in Wisconsin.
Oh, do you get along with him?
I love him very much.
Right.
No, the genetic father's in Chicago. The father that I was raised to believe was my genetic father until 18 is in Wisconsin.
How'd they tell you?
Oh, my mom, she's epic. She went out. She went out one night. She had moved up north. She had been in Tennessee for a while, and I already moved up north. And she had come up there, and she went out partying with her friends and had drinks and whatever. And she just nonchalantly comes back drunk, and she's just like, "Hey, I was just out getting fucked up with your dad." And I'm like, "That's not possible. He's in Wisconsin." She was like, "Oh no, honey, your real dad."
Oh no,
and you're 18.
And I was 18, and she just came in lit like, "Oh yeah, I was having drinks with your real dad. I forgot to mention that."
So when you realize, when you realize your definition of your family over the first 18 years is totally not. It's not true.
A lie.
It's a lie. Yeah. Does your brain explode? What happens?
No, my brain didn't explode. Like I said, I had a really good upbringing anyway, and much more than just what I found out later. But I kind of looked at her like, "You bitch, only you." Like, only you would go out and have drinks with my dad and come back out of the blue like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you."
Did she realize she fucked up? Like, oh no, I said that.
No, she thought it was funny.
Oh.
Did you think it was funny?
No, of course not.
That's a weird joke.
I'm going to excuse myself and go talk to my grandmother and get some details.
Right.
That's an odd joke.
I'll talk to you when I absorb all this.
By the way, you've been involved in a 12-act play for the last 18 years.
Epic.
You think that's a weird practical joke?
Yeah.
I felt like it.
It's a good hidden camera spoof.
Only my mom does crazy stuff like that. I'll give her credit.
How long did it take you to be like, that's you, Mom? That's just Mom being Mom.
The first moment that she said it, I was just like, well, she's kind of drunk, so I'm not really going to take it seriously until I discuss it with my grandmother first, because she obviously will know things that I...
She must have lied about other stuff, though, because the first lie you tell is not one of that magnitude.
She's very non-traditional. I'll give her that.
Right, so she is non-traditional.
Yeah, she's extra.
So she's non-traditional. But at first, she doesn't accept the fact that you're transgender when you're 5.
I think it's harder for moms initially because it's like, this is my firstborn son or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I guess you'd think that about dads, but...
That's what I would, yeah.
No, it was more her. It was more her.
Huh.
My dad was just, because again, I really wasn't his child. And he was aware that he couldn't have children, but he thought that he had some kind of...
Wait, he couldn't have kids?
Yeah, the one that I grew up with. Yeah.
He was impotent?
I
guess so.
Was he impotent or sterile? There's a big difference.
Sterile.
Okay.
Does impotent mean you can't get a rod?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, of course. No, I don't know what. Yes, I don't know what impotent and sterile. You can't have kids. I don't live in this world.
The world of intelligence? How do you not know what impotent is?
Well, I figured impotent.
How many times have I said that to you?
Here's the thing. It's not this deep concern of mine that I think about it as often as you do.
No, impotent is when you can't get an erection. Sterile
is when you're shooting blanks.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I look at the screen and it says erectile dysfunction. You guys are hilarious.
Well, we got to get... last thing we want is false information out there.
Absolutely.
This is a show that...
Since we're being honest, you're just going to tell it.
We can't laugh unless we learn. That's the tagline for the show.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
And the tagline should be, you'll do neither. To the audience. Wow, okay, so he was sterile. But wait, well, 10, you had 15 total.
My real father, yes.
Oh,
he has
that's
10.
fucking confusing.
My real father has 10, my mother has 5.
Wow, as far as I'm concerned, my parents only fucked twice. Me and my sister.
So, like your genetic father was like maybe the most, non-sterile person ever.
He's perhaps the most potent man
ever.
Yes, his sperm couldn't be
old
more
as hell
potent.
and he's still just popping them out. It's crazy.
Yeah. Whereas this guy, well,
it's like Anthony Quinn. He was in his 80s, still fucking. The actor Anthony Quinn still getting people pregnant in his 80s.
Men can get pregnant until the day they die.
I know. It's great. I want to do that, like when I'm really old. Like I have no kids, but when I'm really old.
You're super old.
Yeah, when I'm in my late 80s, if they tell me I get stage 4 something, I'm just going to get someone pregnant and then drop dead. Leave them holding the bag.
Just be one last laugh.
Yeah, here you go.
Gotcha.
Deal with that.
What was it like going to school then? You're a kid, and you're trans, and this is before trans was as sort of known as it is now.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I was running around elementary school in heels and stockings. You know what I mean? Like, I was a little cute, curly-headed, blonde kid with big old Bambi eyes. It wasn't like I was wearing a dress to class. I got to live my gender role throughout my life. It wasn't like I was running around in full makeup and stuff like that.
Right, so you're not putting on this show. It was just who
I had a
you
great
are.
upbringing in school. I was involved in a lot of things like orchestra and different programs.
What'd you play?
Violin.
Did you really?
So I was 18.
Are you a good violinist?
I was. Thing about being a violinist, or usually any instrument, when you play it, it's something that you practice every day, at least a few hours a day. It's something that you don't stop doing. So when you don't play for like 8 years, I wouldn't say you're good.
What does Charlie Daniels play? I know it ain't the violin.
He's the fiddle.
A fiddle, okay.
Yeah. He plays the fiddle.
Since we're being honest, what about all this shit about Charlie Sheen? Why is everybody saying that I was fucking Charlie Sheen and that I had a disease? That is not true.
Oh. I didn't say that. You're looking at me like I said.
But you knew about this story because I remember before.
I know. I asked you about it.
You didn't have sex with Charlie Sheen?
No, I did not have sex with Charlie Sheen.
Do you know him?
Yes, he was a really good friend of mine.
But actually,
now I shouldn't tell all the details before this stuff.
But he's actually a good friend of yours.
He was
not like
a good
friend.
He was an amazing friend to me during the time that we were a part of each other's lives.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to him in about 3 years, but he saved me from an abusive relationship, from a person that had gone out to Hollywood and gotten themselves on drugs. I was behind the scenes. I was being abused. I was dealing with all kinds of crazy stuff, and his friendship meant the world to me. He gave me the ability to have the freedom to express myself with my art. He was a backer to me. He took amazing care of me. So yes, that part is true. But him and I have never had sex, and I do not have any fucking diseases, people. That is one thing that was really hard to swallow.
Who said you had diseases? I never heard of
Oh my God, if you Google the situation with me and Charlie, after the Tiger stuff that happened right out, it was like boom, boom, boom. They took it and started, I gave a statement. They contacted me because years ago, someone threatened to release a story before any of the Tiger stuff happened. Some girl had taken a picture of me over at Charlie's house and so gave it to the tabloids and said they were going to release this story about me. And there was a girl that was jealous because he'd spoiled the shit out of me. I was having a hard time, so the guy was like super nice to me. And these girls that were actually sleeping with him, and I saw countless of them, little sluts, were jealous because he would be extra generous to me, super kind to me.
And you never slept with him?
No,
but he was just giving you money because he's a good guy.
It wasn't even just about money. He was helping me to get away from an abusive situation. And I was no longer happy being in the adult industry. And I didn't want to feel trapped in that world anymore. He was the most amazing person. So,
do you think he was frustrated that he didn't get to have sex with you?
You know what? Honestly, I feel like he could have if he wanted to, because I respected him so much and he was so good to me that I was kind of pissed that he wouldn't sleep with me, because he was sleeping with all these girls, movie stars and all this stuff, these penthouse pets, or not penthouse pets, but just like, centerfold chicks, gorgeous women. And I was just like, wow, why are you always wanting me over here? Why are you always wanting to hang out with me? Why are we sitting up there like having this great friendship? we have this great friendship, and he would tell me everything. So I knew a lot of stuff. I just didn't know about what he was going through. But I knew whatever it was something dark, because I would always, I'd read my poetry to him, and he would tell me some of his poetry all the time. Like, he's a really good writer.
Is he a good poet?
Yeah, he's actually really good, but his stuff is scary.
What was one of his poems?
One of them was about, that really caught my eye, that made sense to me much later on when everything came out about him, was something about the Grim Reaper. And he would read, he was like reading me this poem, and he didn't have to read it from anything. He just had it in his mind. And I remember him telling me, and I was just like, that's so sad. Like, you have everything a man could want in the entire world, and you have these dark thoughts. Like, I didn't know what was going on with him. Now, years later, when I found out what he was privately going through, he was going through during that time that I was his friend. So I was a part of his life during one of the darkest times for him and for me as well. And I believe in some kind of way I was meant to be there for him, because I was kind of like a psychiatrist.
How'd you guys meet?
One of his girls invited me over, one of his girlfriends, because they were a fan of mine, and they had all my sex toys. And they were using my sex toys. And she was like, wouldn't that be cool if we could get Mia Isabella to come over and hang out with us? So they had me come over and as like a, an appearance to come and see him and meet him. And I get there, and there's all these gorgeous girls hanging out, and they're having sex with my sex toys. And I'm just kind of like in shock. I walk into this, house, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? But he was super friendly, super open, super warm-hearted, super just cool. Really, really cool. Like the coolest person I've ever met in Hollywood. It's funny to me that every girl that ever walked in that house had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. He never made me do that. He never made me feel uncomfortable. He never made me feel like I was a secret or anything bad about me. He was just the coolest person. And if he's listening to this or hears about this show, I want to tell him thank you so much for what he did for me.
What do you suppose that was, Jim? You were guessing some of the reasons that he might have had her over and stuff?
Well, of course, you would think that we were sleeping together, but that wasn't true. That was not true.
That would have been my guess.
And honestly, he knew what he was going through at the time, so he definitely didn't. He was protecting me from that. I asked him once, like, why don't you sleep with me? Why don't you sleep with everybody else? Is there something wrong with me?
What did he say? He coughed.
He just looked at me and started smiling. He's like, I have a lot of respect for you. And I was like, okay.
But yeah, but sleeping with someone doesn't mean you don't respect them.
Well, it does when you're
going through that
HIV.
yeah.
Like,
well, they said there was rumors that he didn't tell people. I obviously don't know the truth of that.
I don't know either. That's one of the things I don't know. But I know he was being blackmailed by people because he told me a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I heard there was millions. What were they blackmailing him for?
I don't know. I don't know what the things were for. I just thought there were different people that were blackmailing him for obviously.
Didn't he say like $10 million in blackmail? Fuck, man.
Over time, I'm sure it added up to be that much.
Well, I think he said that he was before he announced to the world that he had HIV or whatever, that he was getting blackmailed by people who were going to expose that.
Someone took a photo, I think, of medicine. That was what I heard.
Yeah.
And I heard other things which haven't been substantiated, so I don't want to say them.
Right, of course.
Well, who cares? Why would I say that if I didn't fact? Just shut up.
Got a little gossip.
Nah, just
a little
rumors.
something in the chamber, Jim.
I don't like to say rumors like that, because then you fucking put that on somebody if it's not
but
true.
you can look up my name and his name, and they'll try to.
Oh, I have.
It even though they didn't say that I was positive, they tried to allude with the kind of allegedly his girlfriend Mia Isabella or this, that, and the third. But I had never, even my statement that I had given to the public when they contacted me was simply saying he was one of the most incredible friends I've ever had. I was sorry to hear that news about his situation, but I knew that if anybody could handle dealing with this in a major public way, it'd be him, because he just doesn't give a fuck a lot of times. He's a strong person. And they took that and tried to say that I was sleeping with him and I scared the Kardashians and the Kylie girl because I was dating Charlie Sheen and Tyga.
Oh, and then that.
And so they started spinning it, and it just privately.
How did he tell you?
He didn't tell me. I didn't know anything.
Oh, he never told you.
I knew a lot of things about his life, but I didn't know that. I just knew he was suffering through something really hard. By the way he interacted with me and things he would tell me, but he never told me that.
Have you thought now, after all this stuff that's happened, have you slowed down on having relationships, friendship, or otherwise with celebrities?
I never really wanted to date celebrities at all in general,
you did.
Ever.
So now is it like a thing where you're like, I'm gonna, because even if you didn't want to, you didn't avoid it, because it just happens.
Right, it's true. You can't help who you like, though.
Right. So is that still where you're at, or are you...
At this point, at first I was like, I'm never dating a celebrity or anybody in entertainment ever again.
Yeah.
But you can't help who you like. You can't help who you're attracted to. And you can't help who comes after and pursues you. So I can't say that I would never date another celebrity again.
I'd like to date
And I
a
can't say
celebrity.
that I'm not dating someone now who's a celebrity. But I know how to handle things better.
You are.
I know how to handle things better now.
Who is it?
I'll never tell you.
Oh.
I already know.
Who do you think it is?
You don't know.
I do.
How do you know?
Because I hear
You
things.
think you know.
No, I do.
Who have you
think
heard?
you know.
I don't want to say.
Why?
It's Bert Convy.
Is it Bert Convy?
I don't even know who the hell that is.
I had heard it was Bert Convy as well, actually.
Yeah.
Jim's done his research. You want to date a celebrity, Jim?
I do.
What celebrity do you want to date?
I don't care.
You should...
Bert Convy.
No, but I definitely did want to clear that up.
He died in 91.
I've never had a sexual relationship with him, and I was never put at risk. And
Who, Bert Convy?
No, we know.
Charlie. And I've not, nor have I ever been positive for any diseases. So I want people to know that this is something that really scared me, especially when you're an adult entertainer or a person who was in the adult entertainment industry. Something like that can destroy your brand completely. Whether it's true or not,
yeah, of course.
An allegation, a gossip, anything can ruin your reputation. A murmur, yeah, all that good stuff.
This is...
Jim was messaging me before the story broke. He's like, I know this big story that's about to break. I know you know something about it, Mia. Tell me.
But I
what's
didn't
going
have
on.
him. I asked you but I asked you off the record. I never would have repeated it. I said, "Are you okay?" Because this whole thing.
Right.
When I found out.
But I didn't know who it was at the time.
Okay, but I didn't want to. Wasn't for the air. It was like in a private chat. I was
Right.
like, "Are you good?" And you were like, what
I
do you mean?
appreciated it.
Yeah.
I really did, but I didn't know what was happening at all, or who it was until it happened. So, like the day that it came out, I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
That's why he's asking me if I'm okay. Gotcha.
Seems like there's going to be a lot of little tidbits on this podcast when it launches.
Oh, there's going to be so much.
Jim, have you ever reached out to a celebrity's publicist and been like, I'd like to have dinner with this person?
Yep.
Who have you done that for?
Shit. Scarlett, Charlize Theron.
You did it. You might be aiming a little high.
That's really high.
Yeah, that's what her publicist said. You're aiming really high, Jim.
But then again, you never know. What if she thought that you were cute?
No, the beautiful
Pocket
thing,
size.
here's the difference. I always know. They don't. Yeah. She's so lovely in person, too.
Is she?
I saw her in a sushi place once. Wanted to kiss her feet.
Yeah.
I said that out loud, too.
Yeah, that's
Get
again.
my security.
That's going to work against you, I think.
Yeah.
Can I kiss your feet? No, I don't want to date a celebrity. I do, but it's never going to happen.
Why do you say that? With that attitude, Jim.
Nobody wants to be involved with my nonsense. Like, nobody,
That's
the things
true.
I talk about.
Unless they really got you, though. If they understood your personality, I don't think it would really affect
But
them.
who?
I understand
This
your personality,
fucking
Jim.
filthy talk. Nobody wants to associate with my. Do you know how many girls I've lost in fucking like Tinder and stuff like that? When I Googled you. That's never good.
And that's the last text.
Yeah. I'll read one to you.
Yeah, let me hear what it says.
No, I'll read one. Hold on.
Because I mean, and by the way, they have every right to do that.
Yeah,
you are.
How about you Google first?
But
You
see,
are a bit of a disgrace.
by you saying that, though, then you have to be able to understand when people can Google me and hear and stuff that they've heard about me, why people would think, oh, I don't want to be associated with that either.
Right.
So I get that.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah. When they Google me, they get some Canadian rock star, so it doesn't.
Here we go.
Doesn't affect me whatsoever.
Talking to this girl, very pretty. Look at how pretty this girl is.
Gorgeous. Again, very high.
Yeah, very. But this is a dating app. Stunning. It's a dating app. We were chatting back and forth, going really well. Baba, she's writing good morning, and then I write we should have coffee. Like, it's a nice way to meet somebody. You have coffee. There's no pressure. It's not a real date. You go out for lunch. She writes, we should. And then the next thing she writes, so I Googled you and found some insane information about your private life preferences.
Oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
And then she writes in parentheses, I'm sure you get this a lot.
And that was it.
And I wrote back, oh well.
But you gave up. One thing you guys have to know,
I wrote to her again.
persistence is key.
Persistence is creepy and rapey. I just wrote her
No,
back.
persistence works.
I take a hint. No, I take a hint. If they say no, I'm like, all right, whatever. She said no. I wrote her back one time, and then she gave me a right, and then I wrote her back, and then she didn't answer, so I let her go.
Have you looked into that celebrity Tinder app?
I didn't know they had.
What's it
something
called?
like that.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what it's called. I heard about it from Andrew Schultz. You know who Andrew Schultz is? He's on a celebrity Tinder thing.
Celebrity Tinder.
Do you remember what it's called?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. I'm on that. That's what I'm showing you.
Well, I'm not on it.
But I am.
Oh, yeah.
A man like me is on it.
Raya is what you're supposed. Yeah, Raya. That's what you're supposed to use.
That's what I'm using.
Oh,
yeah,
and
that's what this is.
They verify that you are the person.
And you're still having no luck on it.
None. None.
That's the best. That is the best.
I've had a lot of bullshit on that app too, though, where you're talking to somebody and like models and they're showing interest, and then the second you go, do you want to talk off this app? And I'm pretty good in the app. I'm not creepy. I'm not dirty. Like, if there's one thing I can do is hold a conversation, and then immediately they don't respond. I'm like, this seems to me like there's been models who are just on this for whatever reason. Like, they don't ever want to have a conversation off the app.
That's not true. I do the same tactic with guys all the time. I will not give you my number until we've met. So I'll social media you, I'll Instagram you, I'll do the Snapchatty thing, I'll do all that dating app stuff with you, but I'm not going to talk off the thing until we've agreed to meet and we've met and I actually feel comfortable with you. Then I give you my number.
There you go, Jim. Looks like you were wrong.
So the persistence actually works, because some guys that I would have never went out with, they just kept bothering me. One day I'm just like, oh, fuck it, why not?
Too many feminists right now are fucking screaming at the radio.
And whatever, that's not my problem.
But they're like, I don't know, I don't like to be persistent. I like to accept if they say no, I just go whatever, and I just cry and jerk off simultaneously, and that's the end of it. I delete them.
Yeah, tears make a good lube.
We sure do.
Oh my God.
You can go to @the_Mia_Isabella on Twitter. You can go to MiaIsabellaMedia.com. The podcast is going to be airing on Mia's website later this month. So if you go to MiaIsabellaMedia.com later this month, you'll see the first episode of Since We're Being Honest with Mia and with Al Roker Jr., and she'll get into everything she got into here and a whole lot more.
It's going to be awesome. We'll be on SoundCloud, iTunes, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, great.
And so hashtag Since We're Being Honest.
Mia, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Yes, we will.
With more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts after this.
We'll be back with more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
You know, I mean, for me, it's like one of those things where if they want to put it in, I'll let them, but...
Welcome back.
Oh.
We're live to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
By the way, big breaking news.
What's the big breaking news?
Yeah. Derek, comment on what happened that entire interview, please. Comment.
You can just talk. You don't need to put, do the whole deal.
Well, you don't need the headphones on. He fucking settled in. He did his hair.
Yeah.
Just lean in.
Where's hair and makeup before I start?
From the moment I sat down and pulled out the handheld camera that I used to tape the interview, I immediately felt like I was going to shit my pants. So the entire interview, which lasted about an hour, I was just sweating. And
Why
was
were you
like,
sweating?
Sweating. He was sweating.
Sweating.
Why were you sweating?
He was
because
sweating.
I had to use the bathroom so badly.
You had to go shit?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Did you make a mess in the toilet?
No, but it was
were they solid
a hefty
logs?
serving. Yeah.
Were they big logs? A pile of logs?
Yeah.
Little nervous logs?
Coming out of the water, you know.
Oh, good. I love when they reach out.
Derek, your body's disgusting.
Oh, we were going to have to wrap him up.
Yeah, but we were doing... You know what I heard?
God damn it, what?
I heard a rumor going around.
Well, it's probably not true.
This is not good.
What?
I heard somebody...
That I'm a what?
That's not... I didn't hear anything unless there's something you want to say.
No.
I heard somebody refused to get plastic wrap.
Really?
I heard somebody refused to buy it.
No, I had already got him back up here.
You'd already gotten?
Gotten.
So what's that mean?
I went to go get your breakfast.
Yeah.
I came up. I was in the hallway. And then Adrian texted me and said, can you buy saran wrap while you're down there? And I said no, but that was because I was outside of the door. And then I gave you your breakfast.
Went back for it.
Yeah, I could have.
That will be the last time that happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, it will, won't it?
I like that one. Yes.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, because we were look, we're going to have other girls in here, and D-Bag, you have to understand, at some point, you will be worshiping someone.
Yeah.
Worshiping?
What part of the body do you want to worship?
Oh, God.
The feet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you had to worship, would you worship the feet or the The hands, people worship hands.
I don't understand that.
People worship, I mean, you could be a calf worshiper.
How do you worship hands? What do you do?
But you put them in your mouth.
Yeah. And you worship them and you say, thank you, mistress. Thank you,
exactly.
my lord.
Same way you worship a dick, but there's 5 of them.
Right.
Oh, God.
Although, for Jim, when he's having a party, it's the same way.
No, it's not true. I'm just speculating. I'm just saying, you know.
What part of the body would you want to worship?
I guess it depends who it is, right?
No.
I mean, if it's,
Well, I mean, how would you, you know, her breasts?
You could worship a neck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, breasts sound more exciting.
Yeah,
than
if you're Dracula.
Yeah, if you're Dracula, that would be something. So that's what you'd want to be, a titty worshiper?
Yeah, perhaps.
You'd want to be titty boy D-bag?
Ew. Maybe hold your head like mommy when you're nursing?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
You would want to nurse on the pretty woman's large breasts? Is that what you'd want to do?
Would you suckle it?
I mean, if I had to do it for my job, I guess I don't think my girlfriend would like it very much. But
she'd live with it.
She'd be fine with it.
I mean, if it's for work.
I mean, do you think, you know, Jess was my girlfriend. Do you think she was happy when I came home and I was like, look, today was fine? When I said, look, today was fine, but I did kiss a homeless man on the mouth.
Yeah, I don't think she'd like that at all.
But guess what?
I felt bad for him, too.
Guess what? She married me, okay? So, do you like your girlfriend?
Yeah.
So then
Does she have as bad a judgment as Jess?
Apparently so.
Obviously. I mean, worse.
Oh,
you need to do some weird shit then.
That's right.
Women like it when you do weird shit. Adrian.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
Taft. You're married, right?
Yeah.
And you do all kinds of weird shit.
Like what?
Shit with dudes, everything.
Yeah.
Like you do. like you're the Taft box in there is it's like a scene out of Caligula.
Scene of day.
Yeah. So you'll worship some breasts, maybe?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, good. That
Sounds like a good time.
Very salty. Very salacious.
Maybe you get yourself all wrapped up in shiny plastic. You like that, don't you?
How great would it be if we wrapped him up in like saran wrap, and then we just put things in his asshole?
No.
Yeah, a good idea. We just left a hole for the mouth and asshole, and just ritualistically abused him.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound fun.
You would like that,
but it'd be fun for your job, right?
Nothing's going near my ass.
Wait, D-bag. You wouldn't let us abuse your mouth and asshole for your career?
The fuck,
bro. Where is the commitment? Where is the commitment? All right, Derek. Good. We'll find somebody for you to worship. Don't you worry.
That's right.
Don't you worry.
Maybe a woman, maybe not. Would you suck a man's toes?
No.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
I prefer not to.
Prefer not to, but we don't know for sure. Maybe we'll look up old Go-Go Harder again. Anybody remember Go-Go Harder?
Oh, God, yeah. He was the best.
He was a fun guy.
Yeah. Real lesson teacher. What did he do here? With Sal?
He did the first annual Gay Off.
Oh, the Gay Off. Jesus Christ, did that almost backfire? That was a really weird one.
It was a really weird one. That was
Did backfire.
Yeah.
How?
For one of the contestants, right?
What happened?
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the contestants, like, his wife was crying.
Oh,
it ended up really weird. It was a fucking odd morning to be alive.
Oh, yeah. And the one guy was like, I did it. I want the money. Like, yeah, he freaked out. We actually helped him out, I think, right?
I think so. Like, at one point, Go-Go had to stop them because one of the guys grabbed Go-Go's dick and tried to put it in his ass. And it was like, what are you guys doing?
What do you mean?
What are you guys doing? He grabbed his dick. He grabbed Go-Go's dick and tried to put it in his ass because he wanted to win the Gay Off. He tried to, and we were like, you can't do that. And Go-Go was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah.
It's weird. It was weird. Tomorrow, by the way, Riz Ahmed is coming in.
He was very good in the night of.
Right.
Did you see it?
No, I got to watch it.
Yeah, it's really good. Well, it's an 8-part. You're not going to be able to fit in 8 hours tonight.
It's great point. And you know who else is scheduled to come in tomorrow?
I do.
I won't believe it until she walks in.
I won't either.
But
well, let's not say.
Okay.
Why don't we wait?
No, you're right.
As a surprise.
You're right. Surprise guest tomorrow.
But no, we were supposed to have Steve Young, but he canceled the whole platform.
Yeah.
We wanted to get Dan Soder, and Dan
right?
Soder is filming Billions, so he couldn't.
Ah.
But we wanted, and Steve Young would have been a fun guy to talk to. I was going to go, how about when you throw a touchdown? What's that feel like?
I'm so glad he canceled.
Dude, I had some questions for him.
What else?
When you're running the ball,
yeah,
and you know, like you got 4 yards to go, and you guys slide. Like, have you ever slid sooner than was probably good for the play?
Just the wording is terrible. Like a guy who's like insisting on asking the serious football questions but has no knowledge. Like,
you followed Joe Montana. He was obviously one of the greats. You won, I believe it was one Super Bowl. It was, do you remember in 95 when you guys beat the Cowboys? It was one of those things.
You're not going to have a career on sports radio. It's not going to happen.
I was watching a casual chat. I want to call it a casual chat with Steve Young.
I feel like if this show didn't work out, I could probably do sports. I think the interviews are good, man. The interviews are solid.
I don't disagree.
Really? You think so?
Absolutely.
You think so? I'll tell you what interview was solid. And this is the one that our production staff, and we're going to have to get the Tef box in line. Because as far as I'm concerned, the behind-the-scenes production staff of this show, the Tef box is the epicenter. Another radio show was able to get an interview with Ken Bone. Ken Bone did another show, and he did not
on this platform?
No, in St. Louis, where he's from.
Probably a show he listens to. It's probably a show big lump enjoys.
Look. There's no room for the benefit of a doubt inside the Tef box.
Why didn't we try to get Ken Bone?
Teft, why was Ken Bone not tefted to be on the show?
TT?
Really boned that one up, didn't he?
Yeah.
He tefted it up.
You tefted it up. Well, you tefted it up really, really bad.
You don't like when the teft is now a verb?
I mean, it's a verb for everything.
Yeah. It's got a couple of meanings.
If I did get Ken Bone on, I tefted it, right?
By the way, I was watching a show last night, totally off subject, called... it was a fucking 2-hour show on the Animal Planet.
By the way, there's a Photoshop that says "No child theft" behind. It's Travis in a school. Go on.
My mom has seen that.
It was called. It was called. My God, that's great.
That's an old one.
All these Rollins. Oh my fucking God.
Roland photoshopped on everyone.
Oh my God, is that awesome? Wow. I love that.
So go on with your Animal Planet show.
And it was about these guys that make wood stuff from the California redwood trees. It was called, begins with a D.
Dicks.
No. I didn't say what make for good seat accoutrements. No, what the fuck's it called? Look it up on Animal Planet. Because it was a 2-hour... I hate reality TV.
Yeah?
But I was so into this one. Where they had to get ready for this big conference down in Florida, and they're great builders. Redwood Kings. The company begins with
So you just... San Francisco Dungeons.
Are they from San Francisco?
It says San Francisco. I would assume that's where the redwoods are.
It's about Daniel's Wood Place. I fucking love this show. I only watched it...
It's just a bunch of guys who build shit with wood?
Yeah, but they had to do this conference in Florida. I had to go to bed. I was like, how fucking long is this thing? I thought it was a half-hour show.
Right.
An hour and 15 in, they still hadn't left on the truck. I found out it was 2 hours, so I taped it. I can't wait to watch the rest.
Yeah, really?
So good.
It sounds like it's aired every week on Who Gives a Shit.
Wait, what did you say?
I meant to say I said who gives a shit. Yeah.
Travis, do we have that? I'll make sure Sam did make it.
We can have it in 1 second, sure.
Who gives a shit? I don't know. Anybody who's standing?
It's just gross.
I hate this fucking iPad.
Because you're pushing.
I have
it's
a good
press.
I know, but I'm a click diddler. That's how I do it.
You want to hear what we learned about Ken Bone?
Yeah.
In this interview?
Yeah. I can't stop.
Yeah, stop. Get your hand away from that. It's stupid. Nobody's interested in it.
Yes, they are.
They're tired of it already.
No, they're not.
Nobody's like, oh, good, the car crash is back. They're like, oh, that's why they got rid of it.
No, they're not. We need a button. I want this iPad gone in 5 minutes.
You want it gone?
In 5 minutes.
Oh, and replace it. Yeah, because I would advocate for it being gone.
All right, I could be wrong. What happened?
Oh, shit.
So good.
It sounds like it's aired every week on Who Gives a Shit. You'd already done it. You didn't need to do it again. We had the original car crash in the clip.
I know, but it was fun. Who gives a shit?
Stupid. This is why you never had buttons.
No, I know. I don't want to be put on a city show. Go ahead.
You want to hear what we found out about Ken Bone?
Oh, give us it.
By the way, Jim was watching a 1-hour show. He was just watching multiple episodes of it.
You idiot.
It's a 60-minute show.
No, it was 11 to 1.
Yeah, it was probably on twice.
Two episodes.
It was probably 2 episodes at once.
No. What you don't understand is this was the Redwood Kings movie. This was. They have a series, but then they also have.
No, this was, by the way,
the movie.
The season premiere of the show.
I don't know.
It was a 2-hour. It was at 11 to 1. It was literally there was no restarting of the thing. It was a 2-hour episode.
I don't think so.
Trust me, I would never lie about that.
Do you think it was 2 episodes, Travis?
Yeah.
Me too.
It was. I guarantee
60 minutes and 60 minutes.
I think so. That's where the 120 minutes came from.
No, it was because I noticed. I would have noticed if it ended and restarted, but it didn't.
They don't even. It's just a quick thing. They're just like,
it was the same story. They were going. Did you say Babooey?
No,
don't you Babooey?
Ba-boom.
No, they were going from the beginning where they had to build this thing to go to this conference.
Right, it was probably one story spread out into 2 episodes.
Well, then they didn't restart it. So how am I supposed to know that? That's like saying I went and saw a 3-hour movie. Well, it was actually 2 movies that they just show back to back with no credits. All right.
No, that's like
shit.
That's like going to see Grindhouse and being like, I don't understand. I stayed in the movie theater and saw the second one.
You only said Grindhouse because you almost confused it with an app that you use. Get it?
No, it's such a stretch. You know what? You're going to find out about Ken Bone tomorrow. We got to leave on that note. No.
Come on.
No, we're already late as it is. We're going to leave on that note.
Reno this Saturday.
Yes. You can see Jim Norton.
I'll pack off.
This Saturday in Reno. You can go to jimnorton.com for the dates. Set your DVRs.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Philadelphia's going on sale. I have to mention that.
Oh, mention it then.
I just got this email.
What's wrong? Buy tickets to see Jim in Philadelphia. Is it on sale now?
No, the tickets came in now, and the email came in. No, I don't have the fucking email.
So don't buy tickets? How about this? This is going to be crazy. Follow Jim Norton on Twitter, and he'll tweet out a link to where you can buy tickets to see Jim Norton in Philadelphia. The other thing you can do is set your DVR for 3 a.m. tonight on Fox News. I will be on Red Eye with a panel of fellow experts. Okay?
Fellow experts? What are you an expert on?
Everything. You see the way I was...
You're not even a fellow.
Goodbye, everybody.
This has been Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. To download today's show or listen